What's up, dude?
All right. What is this episode? Lucky 13, right?
Yeah,
You'd be dead.
it is. Mm,
Oh, so what I was saying, while we mess with that, is this fucking time change is kicking my ass, dude.
is it?
Yes, dude. I've been going to bed at like 8:30 every fucking night. I'm so tired all the time. I don't know why. It's
Maybe
like
that's. I
it's
never
like
even thought of that.
it's
Really
like the
doesn't fuck with me at
tiredness of
all.
having a kid is like this time change is like caught it all up to me now. I'm just tired.
That's a sweet
But I
trait, though.
also we also I think I got this. I got this like 5 years ago on the 4th of July, and it was a last minute buy. Just it's like, oh, I was walking through Walmart getting beer or something. I was like, oh, nice, yeah, I'll get that.
Nice. Dude, any electrical supply news?
Um, got free breakfast today. Yeah, actually, we had a guy that covers our one of an industrial brand that we work for that like they their brand does motor starters, contactors, overload relays, push buttons, like just anything for industrial, like if you got like a conveyor belt that has a push button to start it, like
Mm-hmm.
that, and the mechanics that go into that, or just I mean, everything like that.
Hmm.
And he covers our whole area. We're considered the Big Sky portion of border states, so it covers this whole region and the branches in there. And he lives in Grand Island. He is based out of here, but he covers that whole area, and he had their big retirement party last night at the bar, and and a bunch of guys from our office went there, and they shut the bar down. One of them was late today because he was just so hungover. Our main like branch manager didn't even come in, and
And you
I
guys
was
are
talking to him
like
last.
daylight savings time's kicking my ass.
Hey, I wasn't there for that, so I didn't go to that. I probably could have. And today I was talking to the guys, and they're like, "Yeah, you should have came by and everything." I was like, "Scott that retired. His name is Scott." I was like, "I don't know. I don't. I mean, I didn't really ever get to know Scott that well because I mean, he's never in the branch because he's always traveling, or he can just work from home.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I guess it got pretty rowdy last night, and that's always fun. Wish I would have went just to see like the people who I never see just get fucked up, just absolutely obliterated.
Yeah. I got a couple cool. I'm still in Sioux Falls, but now I understand the city. I'm like comfortable here, so I'm loving it. But oh, dude, that band. How do you know anyone that is that good at music?
That's Mikey. That's Mikey's band.
What?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah. Mikey's the
god.
bassist in that band.
I didn't know they were like still producing music. I just thought they maybe just played. I don't know what I thought, but I thought they maybe just played
No,
some
and
live
this is
music.
I haven't seen them as much as I would like to. Mikey lets me know every time they're playing around here, and I'm always like, dude, I'm gonna be there. And then it always seems like something comes up. Like he just played in Grand Island, not with that exact band, but he just played in Grand Island the same weekend that Jordan's grandma died.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there." And then her grandma died, and I was like, "Sorry, dude, I'm not gonna make it." And I something comes up like that every fucking time. But I have seen them play a few times live, and yeah, they're pretty good.
And he's the bassist.
Yeah, he's the bassist in there. And if you listen to any of their other songs on there, there's a lot of intros with some crunchy bass lines, and like, yeah, that's my buddy. That's
Honestly, I've only listened to like five, but all five I listened to were just perfect intros, and some of them were real chill. Like
yeah.
I was like, oh, I love all of
They're
them.
and they sound really good live too. The lead singer's voice is very. I've met her.
Attractive.
They played at the Glass Bar, and they played at the Glass Bar and here in town a couple different times.
I didn't know you knew
I saw them
anyone
both
that
times they played
sounded
there.
that sexy.
Well, I don't really know her. I know Mikey,
Well,
and
okay, I guess my
like
point was somebody from Nebraska sounds that sexy, and do they still live here? Like, I mean, I get that you're born
yeah,
here, you can have a
yeah,
good voice, but
Carney and Lexington.
you just live here and you play music for us locals. That's us yokels.
Yeah, they play a lot. They not that band, I guess. Mikey's other band, he's in the '90s cover band, which also sounds really awesome. They played at the state fair this year.
I guess that's the life
Which
of
is
a
real.
musician, though. Like when you especially in a smaller state. Like you're just in like three bands, kind of. I mean, you're a bassist and you can probably kind of bounce around and do whatever you can to just play music.
Yeah, yeah. And since he's in a I don't know if he's still in it, but he was in a country band, and I was like, okay, how is that, dude? Like, how's being in a country band? And he's like, dude, it's exactly what being in a country. You would think being a bassist in a country band is like. It's like, dope, dope, dope. And I was like,
Well,
ah, that makes
do you
sense.
remember that song I sent you on Spotify? It was a country song about he's like, "We're gonna hang me in the highest tree" or something like that is the main part of it.
I don't
Um,
remember that one. No.
God, dude, it's a like a folk country song, but it's the best lyric in the fucking world. And I heard this song in Fargo. I went and I saw these two guys and a really good country singer and a bassist got up and they played all night, and I ended up staying there all night and just, I mean, really fucking good country singer. And he played this song where it's like sugar is sweet and violets are purple, or like, or maple is sweet and syrup. Fuck. Sugar is sweet and maple is surple is what the lyric is. And Mayup, I can't even fucking talk right now.
This is like nonsense.
No, it was
Circle.
fucking maple syrup. So maple is surple. I don't know, dude. It was fucking perfect. The lyrics.
Dude, I just think being in a band, like a local band, would be so much fun. And this is coming from somebody who knows nothing about being in any band whatsoever at all. But like a band that's not super, super famous to where like if you have to like Greta famous, where you have to tour and be away from home. And Mikey has late nights playing at bars on shows on weekends, like really late nights. But I think that would be fun. And then just knowing like the next day you're gonna be at home and just doing whatever.
Oh,
And
and then so last night I was walking around. I've been drinking too much, but I was walking around and there was a bar. It's kind of a dance bar that it was a Tuesday night or whatever, so it was not popular. But over the speakers, they have an upper room, and over the speakers in the upper room, they were playing. Just a local guy was singing, and you could hear it out on the street. And
hmm.
it was like a sad song. They play it on South Park when Stan gets all sad and depressed. Um, but God damn it.
I don't remember that one.
It's but anyway, it was a super sad song. He was playing it, and it was just like it was so fucking good. Just anybody playing guitar, acoustic guitar with any kind of voice. Um,
Yeah.
God, he was good. He just brought in a crowd, and we all just were just hooting and hollering. It was great.
Just anybody playing slash singing anything, man. Live music is just so awesome. I mean,
Even
it's
if
so awesome.
even if it's a sad song and you're just like trying to party and
Yeah.
like walk downtown and have a good time, like it was amazing.
Dude, so Joe Rogan did a podcast with Jewel. I don't know if you've ever listened to Jewel,
No.
but she talks about her life and everything. She's an artist and she talks about her life and everything. But when she was trying to make it, she was going to be on this label, and the label was like misogynistic more or less and wanted to be kind of assholes, and so she didn't do it. And she just kind of, I don't know the whole story, but anyway, so she started trying to get her own gigs, and she started playing at this local coffee shop, and a lot of her music was kind of from the heart because she'd been through some shit. And um she was just playing at this coffee shop, and some of these bigger just manly guys would be there, and her music would make them cry. And it's like that is live fucking music, dude. Now, being in your room with your headphones on or your stereo playing the kind of songs that you want to listen to that fit your emotion, if you're sad or happy or angry or whatever, there's a very real place for that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that is your space. But hearing somebody play something live, like when Greta came out, and we literally got chills and our hair stood up because of how that music is so amazing. But then on the other hand, if you're listening to a really sad song, even if you're not sad, but it makes you like cry or tear up, like
Mm-hmm.
that's a real live music is just so awesome. And I just can't say that enough. But a lot of people don't like live music, which is weird. Like Mitch doesn't really care about live music.
Why would you say that? I think everybody cares about live. It's just like, I
Eh,
mean, you
dude,
could go and search it out and go to concerts and stuff, but I feel like when you're out at bars, I think that's like the goal is to find the place that's playing live music. And
I
it might not be a explicit goal where you're like actually trying to find it, but if you like hear it on the street, you're gonna like anybody is gonna go and gravitate towards that bar, I think.
I know that for me it is, and for a lot of people it is. But I'm telling you, Mitch has made it clear. Like he just doesn't care about live music.
Hmm.
He doesn't care about music that much in general. He's just not a music guy. And
Uh,
so he went to Mikey's band with Brady and me this past summer when they played at the state fair. But he wasn't like, hell yeah, this is fucking awesome. He just sat in the chair the whole time and drank a beer, and I was like up fucking dancing around and stuff, having a good time, and Mitch was just sitting in his chair. I was like, he just is there
hmm.
to do something, you know?
What You're Getting Old is a South Park episode, and there's a song on that episode that it's real sad. But that's as far as I got. I'm not gonna keep looking it up.
Um, but I wanna be in a fucking band. Even if it's just a tambourine, just you know, a little
What
tambourine.
city did that? What'd you call her? Loom? I, no,
A
Jewel.
jewel.
Do you remember what city she grew up playing
I wanna
the
s-
coffee shops?
I wanna say it was some like California. I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
San Francisco or LA.
So have you listened to the Joe Rogan with Michael Malice, the new one?
I don't think I got through all of it. Or you know what? Maybe I did get through all of it.
Oh, well, I've only got through like the
Yeah,
first
I mean,
10 minutes, but I just love that Michael Malice guy. And I don't know how many times he's been on Joe Rogan or if you've seen him before, but I just fucking love him.
dude, um, I have heard him on Joe Rogan before. I don't know any of his actual like individual personal stuff, but I was gonna tell you, I just finished it to listen to the new Tim Dillon one. Dude,
Hmm.
Tim Dillon, he is, oh man, I love listening to him talk, and he's like so smart, but he's a comedian too. Um, but the stuff he says is just they talk about COVID and I don't know. I don't even know how to like summarize what he says. You should just listen to it. He
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of fun, and every time him and Joe do a podcast together, they dress up. Last time they were in spacesuits, I believe is what it was, and they had candles lit, and that was the only light they had.
Oh yeah.
Well, this time they had candles lit. It was the only candles it was the only light they had, but they were wearing the Black Plague witch doctors masks.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get on very long. They took up like the beaks and stuff
Mm-hmm.
that they used to put spices in, and they took those off, and they were wearing COVID-19 masks, and because they made it like 5 minutes in, and then take that off, and you got the other mask on. They're like, oh, you gotta leave those on, COVID, just making fun of it, and then they fucking took
I want
those
to
off
say the
too. It was some
Michael
shit, but
Malice one had just candle lit too. I think that, well, no, because they also cut up
I
that
don't think
cake and I think it was pretty light. Maybe I saw a clip of the
they
Tim
did.
Dillon one.
The cake was cool of Lex's head.
I haven't seen.
That's
Like I said, I only made it like 5 minutes in, so they haven't opened it yet. But I saw the picture. I know what it's happened. I've seen. I got a
Yeah,
photo.
it's pretty fucking cool. They don't cut it up on air. They don't,
Oh,
to my knowledge, they don't actually cut it up. So
oh. So I was getting drunk earlier in the bar, and like I was not supposed to. And okay, first off, I got off today at 12:45, so I was just like, oh, what the fuck do I do? And I ate this Swamp Daddy's Kitchen. It's like a Cajun food restaurant, and
ooh,
it's been closed every time I look it up. And it was open today, so I was like, oh fuck, well, that's what I'm doing today. And it was amazing. Had good like hush puppies and jambalaya and catfish and all that stuff. And
hmm,
uh then there was like a coffee shop brewery that had a I was just reading the book all day, just in the restaurant and in the coffee shop. I was just reading my book, walking around.
good.
Um and I went to the bar that my manager that I talked to apparently doesn't work there anymore because he stole a bunch of money. um, he'd
Oh,
always walk around in like a suit, and and I was talking to a guy who was a bartender, just a local, and playing pool with him, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy, he doesn't work here anymore. He like stole a bunch, like $40,000, and
Ooh.
he just bounced." I'm like, "Oh, I wonder if I incepted that into him somehow." Something I said that night.
I hope so
We did talk about the
because he did
mafia a
it, not
lot,
you.
and I
And
shouldn't have been.
he's probably like the whole time you guys were talking about it, he's probably like, yeah, that he's doing it. But you're just like, yeah, that's crazy. You guys just keep talking about it. It's like, yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, those loans that you get from the mafia, that would be crazy. Um,
He's in the when the you said that that guy doesn't work there anymore. He meant like he's just disappeared. He's dead. Like he stole a bunch of money, but they didn't know he stole a bunch of money until the mafia killed him and told his bosses like, oh yeah, this guy stole a bunch of fucking money.
it reminds me of I saw an article about the Mexican cartel. What did they do? They sent an apology and to the police, and they turned over like five of their guys because some of their guys, the cartel guys, killed a few tourists. Then they
Mm,
tortured, and one of them was fine, and two of them died. One of them got hurt or something like that. And because they were indiscreet, or they weren't supposed to kill people or whatever, the cartel turned them over, and they're like, and
wait,
they gave them a written letter, and they were like, "Hey, sorry, we don't go for that kind of, we don't go for killing tourists," or whatever the propaganda was they were trying to
yeah.
spread, and
Is there?
it's fucking cool.
Yeah. Is it? Was that just recently? Just now?
Yeah, it
Like,
was got to be 2 weeks ago.
so I read about these. They weren't tourists. They went down. It was a brother, a sister, and two of their friends went down to Mexico to because one of them was going to get like not
Mm,
liposuction, but like a
this
tummy
might be the
tuck.
same story.
And they were just driving through a town, and the cartel mistook him for somebody else and just started shooting up their van.
Mm-hmm.
And two of them, one of them died, I think, on the scene. One of them died in the hospital. The other two were taking it into like they opened the van and like dragged him out and took him and yeah, tortured him, and then found out that it was a misunderstanding and released him.
Mm.
But yeah,
Dude, I
I'm
think
like,
that's literally the same story, and because of that, they and no one knows if this is true or not, but they found a couple days later they found like five guys tied up in the back of a truck with a letter that said
mm,
basically, we don't play that. These guys fucked up. Here you go.
but I have heard, you've heard about tourists in their hotel rooms getting killed randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, randomly down in Mexico, just tourists, just a couple like died once, and
Well,
I don't know.
they got punished because they're not supposed to play that way.
That's what they say, but I mean, if we're gonna be honest here about about people I trust, I don't know. I don't. I'm not saying they're not trustworthy. I'm just saying, are they trustworthy? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I want to trust the Mexican cartel, but Um, dude, the point of that whole story about me going to the bar and playing pool and that guy losing all that money was I found these cool hipster sunglasses that were there and I stole them.
you mean you bought them 100% legally?
No,
Damn, dude.
no, they were really nice. They were sitting on the thing and I was like, oh, no one's here.
You're. I hope the owner of those sunglasses listens to this fucking podcast,
Well, the guy I played pool
and you
with
have to
didn't
pay for your
seem like they
crimes.
were him, so I don't know.
Um, but you got to wear those and play bass guitar sometime, man.
Dude, they're fucking like the coolest little tiny sunglasses and you could ever find. I mean, they might just look like aviators, but they're way more hipster than aviators.
Oh
Um,
man, I should go get my sunglasses I bought.
Oh, and it's been
They're-
snowy as hell here. So, like, in driving around, I don't have windshield wipers because that's how I roll when it blizzards. I've gone through two blizzards now with broken windshield wipers without getting them fixed, and uh, and it's fine as long as you're moving and you have the defroster on. The liquid, it stays liquid and it gets out of your way, and you can kind of squint and find your way.
It's
Um,
when you got to hit those stop lights.
and if you have a camera on the back of your van is about the only way you can drive. Like pulling out on a busy street downtown, like you have to have a camera on the back of your van or you're just fucked. But I have one, so it's cool. Um But anyway, it's been so
Uh,
snowy and icy. Like I've been literally holding my hand in front because I don't have sunglasses. Now I do, but I didn't have sunglasses, and it's so white out that like I'm going snow blind. And I've literally been holding my like those igloo people, the Inuit people with the slits.
yeah.
I've been literally doing that with my hands, like just trying to see because it's fucking so bright out. Also, I don't have
God,
windshield
that sounds like.
wipers, and I'm driving a big old van that sucks on ice. But
Well, you
that's
haven't told
why I
anyone
am a
yet.
Tesla fan because I can't trust myself driving.
See, that is why I think that you should never own a Tesla because you should always be held accountable for
I'm
for
gonna be
the way
held
you drive.
accountable, but it's safer in general. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be looking
Be
at my
safer
phone
than the electric
regardless.
car.
I'm
Your
not.
goal should be see, and that you should be working on that.
I
Your goal should always to be safer than the electric car.
There's another option.
Well, yeah, we can always kill ourselves, but
Well, I'm just saying, like, for $70,000 and I can still play on my phone, might be worth it.
God,
You're right,
ah,
though.
you're
You're right.
that's me.
I agree with you 100%.
But
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 I
you're
would still
right.
get a
But
Tesla and play on my phone. Yes. It's just,
if I owned or if I had enough money, I would own a Tesla just to have a Tesla and drive it and have fun with it. Because I've heard that the reaction time from the gas pedal to when you go is it's so much faster because it doesn't have to go through the combustible engine and everything to fuel the motor. It's just like instantaneous,
I was
which
talking to
would be
Ethan on the
insane.
phone right before this, and I told him I was, I was just fiending, like putting myself out there and meeting people and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, last time in Phoenix wasn't very good. I just got,
Uh,
I didn't eat and I just got real drunk real fast and uh, basically was just drunk before I even went out in public. And then
done
lost
been
my
there.
phone and my wallet. I lost my wallet, broke my phone the first day, and then crashed a bird scooter bad enough that I don't remember crashing it. Um, and anyway, so that
uh,
was the first trip in Phoenix, and I was like, God, I gotta go round two. I think I'm more mature now, and I told Ethan, I was like, God, I want to get down there, but if I want to get down there within the next 3 weeks, or month, which is the only time I can, it's like $400 for a flight because it's prime time. Everyone up north's trying to go down there, and but if I wait
well,
any
they shouldn't be so
longer,
much.
it's cheaper. It's like only $100 or $200 a flight. But then it's getting close to the Miami trip, and I don't want to spoil the Miami trip by having a little fun time in Phoenix.
I don't think that this shouldn't be considered prime time. I think part the reason is probably more along the lines of like I don't even know spring break or something. No, I don't know why, but because like it would be coming out of the people wanting to go south because it's I mean winter's pretty much over,
Well,
not
for
pretty much over, but
you, yeah.
but um,
I don't know. I'm fiending it, man,
but
because it's still cold
you
as
should just
shit
drive.
here, and it's like Ethan was saying how it's like spring there. Everything, the mountains are turning green. Everything's so I could see it being kind of prime. I don't think it's as much prime time as it's only like 2 or 3 weeks out. Like I'm
You know what?
trying to get a flight now, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, that and I guess they have spring training going on there, and a lot of people do travel to Phoenix for spring training for baseball. So
Yeah. Dude, we could watch an
like all
XFL
the
game, but we don't have to play fucked up football. That's my thing. It's like I don't know if I'm ready to play fucked up football.
wow.
Well, I am for the
Well,
live stream,
we haven't
but
got feedback one way or another on it. So
well, I think we got a live stream fucked up football. I wonder if we could. Maybe we got a live stream every XFL game. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
I'm no, I won't be available on Wednesday. I was gonna say Wednesday, dude. I took off work, but it's because I'm doing something. It's not
Oh,
just because I took off work.
well, you want to talk
Uh,
about it or?
um, but it's just our 20. Well, it's supposed to be. It's like the 22 or 21, but 20-week appointment for for Jordan. So we're just gonna find out,
Oh,
make sure everything the baby, not find out, but make sure everything with the baby is going good, and like
You had
find
to
out
put that
that
in there.
it's
Not
healthy.
find out, but
Well, because I don't want to send the wrong message here and say find out, and I was like, oh, what are you having?
gender
But so we
reveal
always
party.
make a we did it with Rollins because we did find out what we were having with her. So we went to the appointment, and then we went out to Tommy's and ate breakfast and celebrated, and then went to Hastings and told her family and spent the day there. So I took the day off, and we're gonna go to we're gonna go get coffee at our favorite place here that we didn't take you to, but we were going to, and then go to the appointment, and go get Tommy's for breakfast, and then we're going to um just hang out, and then we're gonna get tacos from our favorite place that night, just to do stuff, you know how it is.
Y- I know how this is. Last night I got pretty drunk and well, I went to an Irish bar and got a, a bomb ass Cuban sandwich, which are my
Mm,
favorite sandwiches. And I drank like I got one glass of whiskey, I think it was like Jameson, and then I got one glass of scotch, and then that's after, and then I went and listened to that guy sing his thing. But when I was getting all drunk, after I got home, I think I got back home and I impulse bought some stupid shit again. Um, and it pisses me off because my van is not the priority. Like I bought solar panels for the van, and
oh, damn.
but they were a good deal. Like I saw in Rich Solar, they're the Indian company that they make like the best solar panels for the cheapest price. That my dude reviews on YouTube, and these are the best. So, but it's about $100 for 100 watts solar panel, like a small one, and
Mhm.
this was two of them for 160 bucks. So it was like 80 bucks a solar panel, and I was like, oh fuck, and I want four of them, and so I bought two, and I was just like, and stupid Amazon, it's like so easy to goddamn buy things. I'm just like drunk sitting there like, well, I want this, and then I click it at once, and you got to click it twice, and I'm just like, whoops. And that's how I do it. That's how I fucking impulse buy things. Is I'm just like, well, I want it, and then I was like, well, I don't need it now. It's like fucking $300 I don't need to spend because I ended up buying all four, and I fucking just click it, and I'm like, whoops, clicked it, and then I'm sitting here. Well, I bought two, and I'm like, well, I fucking need four, so I fucking bought all four of them. They're gonna arrive Wednesday. That's what reminded me of that.
Um, I've been meaning to ask you, have you been mingling when you go out to the bars and stuff?
I've been trying, but I blew a girl off. That's the first time I've ever done that. Technically, kind of had a date. Um, okay, so I wish I could just show my phone here, but so I was on Bumble and she messaged me and she's just like this girl and she's got so much makeup on. She's one of those where she's like could be really pretty, like she's really pretty face. I mean, could be. I mean, you never know. And it's like she only had two pictures, and one picture it was just like full makeup and she had like blue eyes, like the eyeliner above the eyes and it's all blue and I'm just like Jesus. And the second one was all
Yeah.
red. Her eyeliner was all super red. It was just
Oh,
like it
God.
wasn't one pic and then her face was all red and just like blush or whatever and it was just like okay. And then I talked to her for a while. I was like it was like 10:30 at night and I was just horny laying in bed. I was just like, all right, hey, you want to go out for a drink or something tomorrow night? Because she said she drinks frequently, and so I was like, nice. And so I was like, hey, you want to go out for a drink or something tomorrow night? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. And I like sent her this thing. I was like, okay, well, sorry for the long message and bouncing, but I'm gonna go to bed. and, uh, and
Yeah.
she's like, okay. And then talked to her a couple times yesterday, and every time I would send her something, I'm just trying to chit chat, not really trying to build a relationship too much, but just being like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
a real person. Every single reply was one word. It was just like, yeah,
Mm.
okay, okay. And then it was like, okay, well, also I wanted to be like, hey, don't put up so much makeup. And then it came down
It was
to it. I was supposed to like tell her like, hey, we should go out and get a drink, or I should just tell her like, hey, we should not. But last night came and I was just like, yeah, Nah, I'm just gonna go out. Didn't say
Um,
anything.
she was probably a guy.
Could have been. It said girl. It said she, her. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a guy that wants to be a girl, you'll be damned if somebody doesn't call you a she, her.
It's true. And she had enough makeup on. It's like, I think she was a girl, but man, it was just
You have no reason to think that. You-
her face looked like a woman's face, but she only she only had two pictures, and they were kind of the same angle. I don't know, man.
Okay, we're pulling up our first screen share of the night
Do you
because
want me to just blast this
I
girl and I'll show her picture everywhere?
no, I'm going to
I want to show you the conversations we had and like how I'm like, nah.
I'm gonna nah. I'm okay, so we'll see what our fucking this is gonna be dumb. This is gonna really suck because it's gonna fuck up my Google history. I'm gonna start getting
You
like
can delete it.
recommendations.
It's fine.
I'm gonna start getting like recommendations for
Cardi B.
ugh, God.
What are you looking up?
Okay.
What is this
Um,
whole time?
okay, I will share my screen and
Okay,
we'll see what
thanks for
happens
giving me the
here.
heads up. Actually, you don't have to give me a heads
Okay.
up. I can tell when you share the screen.
So I looked up guys that dress like or look exactly like girls.
Oh,
Um,
I'm supposed to be doing my share screen number
which
3.
there's not.
Nice.
There's not really
If they have
there's not
angled,
really a whole lot.
see a girl.
I'm always like, okay, is this one real?
Well,
Is
like
that
you
real?
say, anymore. Who knows? They're so filtered. You never know.
Hey, see, that's what I'm saying. You have no reason to believe that that person wasn't a girl or was a girl.
Well, there's all
Oh
these
God.
there's all these
God
apps on your
damn.
phone now that I was looking. I don't remember what I looked up, but one of them was like
Ah,
Transform Me, and it was like an app just for like messing with your face.
making yourself look like a fucking woman. How to
Look
make a
at
girl
that.
look like a guy. I don't, ugh.
Dude, all it
I don't
is,
know. Well,
unless they're Asian,
now I'm gonna
like they
start
all
seeing
look like
iFunny ads for like cross dressing is beautiful or some shit. God damn it.
sexy girls that are actually guys.
Oh my
Sexy
God.
guys that look like
Black guy that
girls.
looks like a girl. Oh, I fucking about threw up, and I'm
I'm
gonna show
too
you why. The
white.
last, you're you too white?
Oh fuck.
Where's it
Hopefully I've
at?
been just super loud this whole time, leaning close to my mic.
I found right here.
Okay, I mean that's something.
That's something. Ain't no doubt about that.
So Tim Dillon,
God.
huh?
We need to do an episode where we just wear sunglasses.
Dude, I look so fucking cool.
Oh, you know what we should have fucking done? We should have not. We should have worn green and waited to release this till tomorrow and made it a St. Patrick's Day special.
Well, we're not even gonna release it till tomorrow anyway. So, but dude, it takes forever, and especially with this hotel internet. It took fucking forever to upload last time. But what the fuck? Yeah, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. That's gonna be fucking sweet.
I'm getting off at noon.
Oh, I'm working in Colton, South. Oh, dude, my work is weird right now because they keep sending me places, and they're like, "Hey, you want to stay in Sioux Falls another week?" And I'm just like, "No, dude, I have gnats at my house." And I told them that I was like,
Yeah.
"No, dude, I gotta go back and kill these gnats." And it was funny because I emailed the guy, and he just said, "Okay," and like enter, thanks. It was kind of like almost like
Yeah.
my in my mind was like, "Okay, you didn't need to tell me about the gnats," but um
Yeah. Yeah, a simple no would have been
but it
fine.
worked because they didn't schedule me till Thursday. I think I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, so I can kill them.
God damn.
But anyway, they were gonna wanted me to stay here. They're gonna send me to Fargo on Thursday, so I'm going back to Fargo, and then
Fucking
on
Christ.
April 4th, I'm excited about this. I'm going to Watertown, South Dakota. I'm working in
What?
Watertown for 2 days because Timmy lives there.
Oh, that's where Timmy lives. Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm not gonna be staying there. Like I'm gonna be staying Probably here in Sioux Falls, I would think. I have no idea where I'm staying. Maybe in Fargo. But yeah, I'm gonna be there for 2 days. So when I get off work, I gotta go to a couple hipster bars and find Timmy. I really
I
only
don't.
have
I
one
doubt you
day.
think Timmy goes out to the bars.
No, he's too busy recording Zucchini Boys.
Well,
But
and he has a daughter. But the thing is, he lives in an apartment, so like, God, that'd
no,
be
he got a
hard to
house. He
find.
just got a house like a year ago or whatever. Yeah, he got a house. It's a
Do you know
fucking
where it's at?
homeowner now. No. I knew where his apartment was, but no.
Dude, if you get to meet Timmy, you gotta take stickers. Always have stickers on you.
Oh, I don't. They're got to be at my house. Keep fucking with my camera. I'm probably bouncing this whole time.
You gotta give him merch. You gotta get him
Yeah, I don't
thinking,
know what. I need to
knowing
fucking
about
start
us.
merching stuff. Put a little phone action going on, something.
Oh yeah, I do too. Oh, and this is cool. So, like, women do this, so it's not necessarily cool for that reason. And I was like, man, that is kind of cool, but women do it, so I can't do that now because
Hmm.
I'll be made fun of. But now, if it's branding, I can do it. I was gonna do it with like dolphin stuff.
Are you gonna get one of
That's
those
just
little?
gay.
Are you gonna get one of those little holders for the back of your phone?
Fuck no,
Cause
that's gay.
yeah, anything
I'm
that
gonna
makes
get
my life easier is fucking gay. Cause
yeah, fuck you deal with it. So this is my phone case, like so I could put a sticker on the back of my phone,
oh,
like right here, and then put it in here, and the sticker won't rub off.
I didn't know why you would do
So
that
then,
as opposed to putting it on the outside of your case, but now I understand.
so
That's
then it's
cool.
there. Yeah.
It'll keep its sheen.
Nice. Because like women fucking do that. They have the clear cases and they put like pictures of their friends and them and shit all over. Like Jordan's sisters have that. I know, gay, but oh my
Women do this. It's really smart, but that's not why I'm
god,
doing it.
what are you going to the doctor because you're sick? Fag.
What are you asking for help?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a fucking loser. Jesus. You fuck it up over and over again and you deal with the pain, probably incur like irreversibly damage whatever it is you're working on, whether it's your body or anything else. But you'll figure it out eventually. Fuck getting it taken care of by an expert or being comfortable. Fuck that.
That's like I have a fucking rib out or I have a bone out in my back, and the last couple days I've just been dealing with it. I go down to the workout center here and they have these medicine balls, and I just like roll on the medicine ball trying to pop my back. And
Yep.
oh, it fucking
I
hurts so
got
bad.
I've got a one of those back rollers and I fucked up. Like it's got foam on the outside of it, but it's got the actual cylinder is really hard plastic. The foam is just around the outside, but it's not like super soft. And so it's like too stiff. I
Hmm.
wanted a foam roller that was stiff, but would like not feel like I'm fucking my back up
Grinding
worse when
it,
I use
yeah.
it. But dude, when I use it though, sometimes I get the nastiest back cracks. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, those are nice. What I really like, especially for like my problem now, is I don't know where I fucking got this, but it's just a ball. It's that foam, but it's a little harder foam, but it's like a ball about this big, just a blue ball. And you could roll it on your thighs or roll it on your back, and just oh my god, it just really gets in there because it's smaller
Yeah,
in a sphere.
that would be I want to get something like what Brady has. He's got like that small, like smaller than a tennis ball, textured ball of some sort. And you're like while you're sitting down or standing up, whatever, you're meant to just like roll on the bottom of your foot, like
Oh
roll it
yeah.
around. And I bet that feels fucking awesome.
Or even a golf ball. Like I would rather have a squishier one, but God, or a tennis ball is good for that too. Um, but man, yeah, that feels so fucking good. Like on a tennis ball or a golf ball.
And I haven't done this yet because I'm not a fucking feminine man, in case anybody was wondering here. But I hear that pedicures are fucking awesome.
That's your feet. Yeah,
Jordan's
right?
yeah, yeah, Jordan's dad said that he's gotten a few and that like because they fucking you're in hot water and then they massage them and they rub
Mm-hmm.
them and like clean like scrape off any calluses and stuff and it's just like God, he says it just feels so good.
when you're
and I
done and you just have like clean feet. But
well, he says the big part is, like, the massaging during it. It's
so
like, dude, you don't realize how fucking much pressure and, is on your feet, especially, like, I don't know. There was pressure on my feet when I was working f doing the flooring thing, but being on my feet all day, except when I'm driving home or to work or on lunch, it's like,
you
I
got
could
some good
imagine my
insoles.
feet are probably
You got any
I
good
don't.
insoles? Have you ever had a massage?
Mm-mm.
Dude, it's only like 30 to 60 bucks. Like, okay, there's a massage here. I
Yeah,
was about to get one. It's like 30 bucks for 30 minutes or 60 bucks for
yeah.
60 minutes. It's like, that is the most worthwhile thing I've ever heard of because
Mm, I want one.
I had one in DC. It's my only one ever. And it was fucking awesome because I scheduled it like 2 months ahead of time. And then I was like, well, I have to be there that day. And um, so and it was I forget what I got, but you can get all these different types of massages. And so my thing is, why get a pedicure when you can just get a massage? Like, I would rather just do that.
So I think they're both, like, there because massages don't necessarily tackle your feet that much, do
But
they?
no, but that's so you can get when I went, you can get a regular massage, like a sports massage or whatever you want, or a neck massage. You can get a head massage, you can get a hand massage, you can get a foot massage. Like, and it's these hand and foot massages and head massages are only like 10 bucks extra. Like 15 bucks extra. And like getting your fucking temples massaged or like your hands, you never would think. Like I mean, your feet make sense because you've probably had your foot massage before. But
Yeah.
like with your hands and your head, like it's worth fucking $10 for like 10 minutes somebody
Isn't it
massaging your head or your hands. Like, dude, every little fucking bit is worth it.
isn't it funny that, like, a massage is literally just rubbing you, and it just, like, feels so good, though, it, like, just takes away so much stress and
The whole time I was like apologizing because I've never had a massage and so my back is just knots. Like my whole back is just knots. And I'm just like, "Oh, you've got your work cut out for you." And but I mean, I guess like they're getting paid the same. Like they're getting paid to rub somebody. I was just like, "Oh, it just sucks you got to like grind out all these knots." But I mean, I
yeah.
guess they're literally getting paid for the same. They'd probably rather be working out somebody's knots than not because at least then they're doing something. But I just felt so bad because it's like,
Dude,
oh, you got your work cut out for you.
did it hurt?
No, just enough. I mean, yeah, it was like it was good. It was like no matter what anyone does to me, it's gonna hurt. Like I'm just knots. Like
Did did, uh did you get a boner?
probably because she was really attractive. But
Well, they no, I mean, I've heard stories where they tell you, like, "Hey, you might get a boner, don't worry about it, it's completely normal,
no, they
it
don't
feels
say
good."
that. They don't bring that
I've
up
heard. Why?
because then it's weird. I don't know. Why don't you just like let the person get a
Weird, maybe
boner and deal with it then?
you're not gonna give them that invitation, like, "Hey, I might get a
Dude,
boner,"
please get a boner
you
for
know?
me. No, it was good. It was one of those deals where I was just like, I don't know, in a new environment and didn't want to like chat her up, take her out on a date. I should have, because
Yeah, why
I
would you
might
not?
probably had a chance. But
Her dad was probably in Congress, he probably could have been in power right now.
I parked in front of a senator's office today. He's right by the bar.
True,
His office is right by Wiley's.
makes sense. They probably, we why what bar did we go to in Sioux Falls?
Wiley's. It's the only bar I go to.
It was?
Yeah,
It was Wireless?
yeah, that's where I was tonight.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
But there's some fucking good places to eat. There's a place called Bread and Circus, and it's just like weird sandwiches. I had this like Vietnamese chicken sandwich there, and it was the fucking best fucking sandwich you've ever had in your life. And they also have beer and really, dude, Sioux Falls is awesome. And Remedy
Is it
Brewing, and dude, there's a fucking competition going on this week or this month.
God,
Um, but
fuck you.
it's not
Fuck you,
food.
man.
It's mash. So it's like whatever you want to call mash. It's like an alcoholic thing for all the breweries in town are making their own mash. and I don't know
What
what.
the fuck is with this town and competitions, dude?
Well, what was the other town? Oh, it was Rapid City was doing it. Yeah. The best thing was I was in
Oh,
Rapid
yeah,
City
Rapid.
and I was in Sioux
No, you said
Falls.
Sioux Falls was also.
No, but that was last fall. I was in Sioux Falls and then I was in Rapid City a week later, and both cities were doing a pork sandwich competition the week I was there, or the month or whatever. One of them was a week and one of them might have been a month. I don't remember, but honestly, I think they were both just week-long events, and I happened to be there, and it was the
You
same
and your
kind of
fucking
competition.
competitions, man. Just- What's with South Dakota like needing to compete all the time? Fuck. They know they can't beat any other state, so they're like, oh, who's gonna be the best in the state? I guess.
They just have sweet local communities, and it just sucks. But it's
The rest
probably
of the world, the rest of the
it's probably just like it's more of a tourist thing than anything. Everyone's like, Who, what? Like, where there's a competition.
yeah. You fucking talk to the local, like, oh man, I see they got the list of places doing this competition for pork sandwiches. Where should I go? And they're like, we don't even they don't even make pork sandwiches here.
Well,
What
to
the
be
fuck?
fair, that's probably true because they can only make that sandwich once a year, and they have to make a new one every year. So no matter how well it sells, like they could make millions of dollars all year selling the sandwich because it's so good, but they can't sell it anymore because of the rules.
Why? Why can't
The
they?
integrity of the pork sandwich competition. It's a once you have to create a custom pork sandwich, and you can't make a custom if it was like your thing last year. Like, or it's got to be a
No,
new,
I get that, but why can't they put it on the menu?
because it's part of the rules. It's a probably a it's like a one, you can only get it now type thing.
I would I would definitely take 20 like being eliminated from that competition to make millions of dollars on this awesome sandwich if everybody loved it.
I'm sure you could
Be
just
like, all
like
right, this is
opt
going on my
out.
menu. We're not going to be around here next year. We're about to make a lot of money, so fuck you guys.
Dude, and I wish they would, because there was like two pork sandwiches that I've never had better sandwiches in my life. They
the
were so
winner,
fucking
the
good.
winner of the next year's one fucking gets a trophy and they take it to the company that opted out and they're like, "Oh, look, we got the fucking trophy. We won this year." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, we just made like $6 million this year on this sandwich alone. So I can buy a lot of those trophies.
I want
So
to.
go."
No, it's not that. It's more like he goes to him and he's like, "Yeah, we're not even gonna be in this city. We're leaving this city. Our sandwich has gotten so popular. We're going to California." And like they don't like they're closed down. And they're like, "Oh,
Oh,
fuck
God.
the local community."
There's like, how much do you think that trophy's worth, bud? I don't know. They said it was like $100 or something. Okay, I'll sell you my building for $100. We're moving out west. In and Out just wants to buy our contract, so they're gonna just fucking start selling their sandwiches at In and Out.
I
No,
I
no
had
deal.
one mash at this Remedy Brewing Company. I'm gonna call him out because the bartender was there the last time I was here. He's the only bartender I've recognized. The sexy bartenders I wanted to go on a date with, I haven't met any of them at Wiley's. They must have quit.
Well,
But
they could be college kids too.
no, one of them was older than
That's
that, I think. But the sexy one was older than that, I think. But anyway, this Remedy Brewing Company, this guy was here, and I felt bad because we had a weird conversation last time about. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say gay and retard for the rest of my life, and then he was like, yeah. I've I've got a couple friends that might not be okay with that, but I get it, to each their own. What do I know? And we had a good talk, dude. It was one of those
he's
talks
a
where it's like,
fucking sounds like a cool guy.
yeah, I was like, I needed that talk. It's like one of those things where it's like this, we just got to talk about things we're never gonna learn. And it was just like, and then I went in there the other day to get the mash, and he was there, and I just knew he recognized me because we had a good talk. And he was talking to the guy at the bar, so I brought my book in, and it's the thing I've been doing lately is I bring my book everywhere I go to bars. I just sit at the bar and read my book. And,
I'm glad.
well, okay, and then but so basically I got my beer and I went and sat and read my book, and it was just kind of awkward because I didn't talk to him. But last time I was in Sioux Falls, I brought my book to the hotel bar, and I just sat at the hotel bar reading my probably Bobaverse book, and the dude at the bartender just didn't care. He was just doing his thing, and it was a good time. And then so now I came to Sioux Falls. I was like, fuck it, I'm bringing my bar to all. I'm just bringing my book to all these bars, and I make
Really?
sure to close it. I don't read the whole time. I make sure to close it, and if anyone's trying to socialize, I try to socialize. But if I'm just there by myself and just hanging out, just fucking
Yeah.
open the book, and I fucking love just sitting at a bar with a book. You're eating food, you're drinking, you're reading your book. I fucking love it.
You're getting close to the end, man.
Yeah, it's getting fucking good. Um, but wait, at Wiley's, I was telling you about this probably last time I was here. There was a guy who came in. He was like headphones in and his laptop, and he would go sit at the bar, and he was basically like doing his work at the bar at like prime time at night. Everyone's hanging out. He's just sitting there on his laptop talking to people, and I just had so much respect for him at the moment. I was like, what a badass. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's just playing on his laptop on the fucking at the bar.
Yep.
And I met him twice now at Wiley's this week. He just goes to Wiley's every night, I think. Um, one night he
That's
had
his
his
place.
computer, and tonight he didn't. He was just messing on his phone. I thought he was like a
Yeah.
local celebrity. I thought he was maybe a YouTuber or something. But now or a CEO. He was like a CEO of a company just working away. But now I don't know. Now I think he's just a guy who brings his laptop to bars.
Yeah. Why? Hmm. I guess whatever. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Good for him. Um. Now, where are you at? What has happened in the book?
Well, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Dude, I fucking love that book so much. First off, he told Sadie about like pretty much everything, and
Yeah.
that just makes me so happy. And then I was talking about taking Sadie back to the future, and
Yeah.
how Deke knows about most of it or all of it. I just learned that he
Ugh.
basically got the shit rocked out of him. He's
Yep.
recovering. He lost his memories like 6 days before the assassination.
Yeah, and he was
Like,
just talking in the hospital about all of it.
yeah, and Sadie told Deke about how he killed the guy,
Oh yeah.
and he's
Yep.
just starting to remember things. He doesn't remember Oswald's name or where he shoots him, but he's getting close. He
Uh
just remembered that Al's notes are in a safety deposit box.
God damn it. I love that book. I'm glad that you bought the hard surface copy or the hard copy of it, and that's what you're taking around to these bars,
It's just
dude.
a
It just makes
giant
me so
fucking
happy.
book. And it just says Stephen King on the side, and it's like I've never, I've only read one Stephen King book and hardly ever read any of them, and I'm just so happy to talk about it.
What do you think you'll ever read the book again?
I would, yeah, I think so because it's fucking just it's so good. Have you read the Dark Tower series? Because
I
that's
haven't. I've heard Aaron and Devin used to talk about how good they were. I have not read it, but I think that's coming up.
well,
It's coming up.
we talked about Michael Malice. He's got a couple books like the White Pill. I've got on my Kindle
I
app.
haven't. That's the one he talks about on the podcast.
Well, he
So
just
that's his
came out
newest
with it.
one.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I've got that one. It might be a future book club book, but oh, dude.
I'm gonna.
Oh, my favorite, not my favorite thing, but I like um my ex-wife. She gave me this thought where it's like you buy these hardcover books with the nice cover on the outside, and it's like when you read the book, take the cover off and keep that safe, so that way it's
You
nice.
told me about that.
And then so now the book cover is on the screen. It looks whatever. But then the inside is just a red book. It's like a dictionary almost. It just says Stephen King,
Mm.
11/22/63 on the spine. And that's it. It's just a red book. And I already kicked it once. It was on the floor. I kicked it and I busted up the bottom of it. So it's already fucked up. So if the cover would have been on it, it would have been I would have fucked up the cover and got it all wrinkly and shit. But now my cover's all nice. I can slip it over my busted up book and it'll look great.
Yeah, my cover's ripped a little bit and everything, but I mean that's a smart idea.
And it looks cool too. You like look You look a lot more fancy. You look like you're reading a dictionary or something, which is like a red book, like a black binder or something. I don't know.
Dude, yeah, I don't did you have history with me in high school
Were you in
with
the dumb
Czar?
history or the smart history? Yeah, we were. You were in. Well, Czar was the smart history, so yes.
Um, Czar gave me a World War II book that look or specific Pearl Harbor book, sorry, specifically. Um, and it's the driest, hardest fucking book to even read ever. I mean, it's so hard, but it's like historically accurate and very informative. But the outside, it looks exactly like that, like 11/22/63. It didn't. He didn't have a cover or anything with it. It just looked exactly like that
Mm-hmm.
book, the red with the black binding. But um, anyway, I didn't get a chance to do this earlier. I didn't do it when we were talking about it, but the intro, that band that was playing, and we talked about how good they were. That is Stone the Thrones. So if anybody listens this far on the podcast, check them out on Spotify. They're freaking good, and they just keep making more. So
1 hour in, and we brought up the band's name.
yeah, I was gonna do it, then we just started talking, and I
Dude,
forget.
I'm just when
But
I first played it, I heard that singer, and I'm just like, there's no way Anthony knows these people.
but one of the reason which a lot of those intros would work, or a lot of those songs would work as intros, but the reason I like that one is how long before they're gonna get it right, or until they're gonna get it
Of
right,
course,
and
yeah.
then it plays,
I was
and then
gonna
it is
text you
like
that.
I don't remember the next line. It's something about like it is what it is or something like that. Just the content. It's just what it is. So
As soon as I played it, yeah, the first like lyric is "How long until they get it right?" And I was just, God damn it, that's I know why you picked that one.
yeah. And that should always be it. Even if for some reason we do end up getting big, people listen to us. Like that should just always be the intro. How long before they get it right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm down, dude. And it's just I was about ready to get back into where we do like royalty free music or play the bass guitar before each one or do something like that, and it's like the perfect timing. Now we have, and what a name, like
yeah, yeah.
Stone
I,
the Thrones. That's such a fucking badass name.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
stone some
I
thrones.
And Mikey, I asked him, I was like, "Hey, man, how much would you guys charge us if we wanted to use some of your music in the podcast?" And he was like, "No cost, dude. Just give us a shout out." Well, I fucking failed at that. I fucking played it.
Well, we know that our listeners only clock in for the first 10 minutes, so um,
I know. But you should just snip this out and put it at the front. I didn't get a chance to say this earlier, but
yeah, we'll figure it out. Um,
uh,
I kind of want to play
I've
some
been.
other music.
Oh, dude, can we play some music on here? Because I have um
Yeah, go for it.
I have a band I want you to check out.
You
2
just
songs, actually.
screen share, and yeah.
No, you do it. I do it every time, and I'm scared I'm gonna get in trouble.
Wait, how could you get in trouble?
I mean, I'm
Oh,
sure
cause I'm the one fucking releasing the information.
y
Um.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
You,
Jesus. Well, I wanted to play some more of that. Um, Stone the Thrones, but
can you play them? Oh, yeah, because you can just open Spotify, so
yeah, and I need to pay for my Spotify because I fell for a scam. USPS doesn't text you and tell you to give them $3 to re-deliver their packages, just so you know. And you go to their website; it's
What?
all an official USPS website, and then you have to pay an extra
Oh,
$3 to get a re because my package didn't show up. Someone stole it, or it just didn't show up. So I was like, okay, well I'll pay $3. Fucking got my card stolen. So now
fucking
Spotify
got
won't
you.
charge me. Anyway, what am I looking up?
Oh, if we were looking up Still in the Thrones,
Well,
yeah,
I'll just look that up real quick. Give them a quick shout out.
they deserve it.
See,
Um,
now my first thought was like the super chill one. It was like the first one you find. I think it was Soul Healer.
yeah, Soul Healer is very, very laid back.
Oh,
Oh, that's my
How
corruption.
long before they gonna get it right? I see behind all of your smiling eyes.
I see behind your smiling eyes, bitch.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna. It gets really heavy. And boom, it just chills for a second after this. You ready for it?
Ooh, damn.
That's
Funky.
Mikey.
Funkadelic.
I fucking like this man. Yeah, I do.
Well, and the best part is we can just play all we want. We don't have to like get
I
scared.
just want to. I want them to get the recognition they deserve, man.
I don't know. I need to listen to more of their music, but this is my first thought. It's real chill. We have a little chill intro
Yeah, I like this.
for our work talk.
The they have stuff on YouTube. They have the Cellar, is that what it's called? And they did like a full set there that they recorded on YouTube.
You know I feel something.
What did you want me to look up?
Oh man, yeah, I just want to jam now. I've got a few drinks in me. I just want to listen to some music.
Well,
The Vagabonds.
I like that word
Right.
because
It's not. Yes, it's plural. It's Vagabond. I don't think that's it. Yeah, that's not it. It's the
I
Vagabonds.
knew you'd make me put that in there.
I don't know why that's I don't know if that's actually a real. There it is. They're like a southern band, but play what if we have to talk over it? No, we totally can. Go down a little bit.
Wait, hang on.
Just a
We
little
gotta
bit.
make sure the stream looks okay.
It looks good to me.
Well, it looks good to you, but you're fucking retarded
Um,
sometimes.
Most of the time.
Okay, there we go.
This is my
Now
extra
you-
chromosome showing.
Not yet. I stopped it just in time.
Okay. God, you go down so far. Just go down a little bit,
I
man.
can't, man. I gotta use my mouse.
Just a tiny bit. There you go. Oh, it's not even there. So Georgia Fire's one, but that's not the real one. Heartbreak and a Memory is
love
the
Kids.
that one. Yeah, that one's good.
You sure?
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if we need to keep talk over it, but
Well, it sounds like really fucking country a little bit, but not.
just listen to this.
Damn.
I like it.
What is that?
And the
It's a
guy's
guitar.
voice, dude.
Dude, I fucking
It does
like
sound
it.
pretty country.
It's really chill.
Now you could do Georgia Fire. That one is my second favorite. It was number 3 on the list or something, or 2. I like the guitar in this one, and the guy's voice too.
So this is who you've been listening to recently.
Yep, I
The
like it.
Vagabonds.
Vagabond. Southern Sons is this album. Yeah, the song's literally called Georgia Fire. So
I don't know if it's worth liking or not.
just wait. I mean, if we can talk enough through it, when you get to the
Actually,
bridge or the
you know what?
chorus or that technical term that I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Laws are
Just
hard.
wait.
Laws are hard to figure out.
Yeah. I mean,
we
it's
had
like a
ChatGPT to tell us.
yeah, like motherfucker won't tell me anything.
Lawyer of the future.
All right then, keep your secrets. Here it is. It reminds me of like country with classic rock. Oh god, and with the cat drinking.
What? Oh fuck.
We're just
Right,
breaking
we're
laws.
doing something.
That's what I thought. I thought as soon as I got on here, I was like, "Oh man, this doesn't look like a good idea." But then I was listening to it, and I was like, "Yeah, it was a bad idea."
No, okay, so there's the free use. That's free use, and but then
Are you
Oh,
sure?
you should have made,
no,
you should
because
have made it.
the only other thing is when the whitest kids are doing it, and even if they're just singing songs, like they're like a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, and they're just like humming it, and they're like been it, and they're doing like they're just singing the melody, and then Sam's like nope, 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 just like yelling at him to stop, and it's like oh fuck, we can't even sing songs, so
Maybe we should cut that last part out.
no, I think it's fine because I think it's fine unless we're making advertising money off of it. So if we're making advertising money, then that would be like a deal breaker where we can't make any money off of that. But since we're not making any
Well,
money,
we're
it
not.
doesn't fucking matter.
We're not making advertising.
we're
money,
not-
I'll tell you that right now.
We're not monetized yet, but I just know that it's depends obviously on the record label and the band. But if we made money at all off of this, then they are for sure going to say something about it.
That's
Scott,
all.
you should've
They'll
left-
have like an AI that'll find it and prove.
You
that
should
we
have
were playing
left
it.
Spotify up so you could have made Tyler listen to Stone the Thrones.
Oh, I can
Yeah. That's why I thought it was at first when I got in here. I was like, oh, we're checking out some of these the songs that we got permission to use.
Nah, see, that's way
No.
too legal.
That's way too legal.
Don't do that shit around here.
Yeah. Sorry
I don't-
guys, my this is me getting home at like when I'm technically supposed to. I got home at like 8:20 and they tried to keep me out there way longer, guys. They tried. They were trying to keep me from you, and I was like, "No." I put my foot down and kicked my chest and I said, "I'm going home."
It's funny that
You know?
you just got home from work and like you hopped on and I got off work, like we ate dinner and I put Ross to bed and I was like, all right, gotta go clock in. I'll go to bed.
Keep
Yeah, I
clicking.
have not eaten yet. There's a pizza in the oven, but I'll probably wait to eat that until we're getting closer to being done with this. But how the fuck are you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out, man. It's been good.
Yeah, I mean, we were
Been long,
fine.
so-
Yeah, I can see that. You were currently making sure that none of the sound comes through on the pod.
What? Everyone could hear our Stone the Thrones.
We can do that. Stone the Thrones is I
got
could
permission
probably
for that.
even talk to a few people and be able to get a couple songs from like shout out Tim Hall.
Hey, yeah, I never met him, but I know of him.
Transit could definitely. I could talk to him. There's a few songs that are really really solid from him that we could maybe use even just the piece of. And if we ever do decide to make money on this pod, because obviously it's a decision. If we decide to do that,
Yeah.
we can just throw him a cut too. We'll just be like, hey, here's $5 or whatever it would be.
I asked Mikey, he said no charge, but just give him a shout out.
Well, shout out. So this is Stone the Thrones right here.
And
Yep.
Matt Rogers, he's got a band. He played for us a couple
Oh,
times. It
what
was
did
Sex,
acoustic
it's not
guitar?
Sex Robot, but it's yeah, it is Sex Robot. Sex.
Sex
yeah.
robot, sex robot.
Yeah, but he has a song called Sex Robot. It's
Go
really
to
good.
your town.
We'll get some
No,
Matt Rogers on here. We don't have to ask him permission.
Hey, you should play Stone the Thrones for Tyler.
I am.
Right, I mean, goddamn.
He's right
You
now.
should play Bind Corruption. We used this as the intro today, Tyler.
Oh, the Sorry.
We're just like, we just gave up all content. We're like, hey, listeners, listen to us talk about this band again.
Oh yeah, we gotta
So wait,
get
wait.
away from this.
How much of the song did you play?
Not very much.
I don't know. I couldn't actually hear it, but I didn't want to tell Scott that.
Yeah, you should have told me. You can hear this, can't you?
Yeah. The intro part I couldn't do, like at the beginning of the episode. But that doesn't matter.
We have problems.
I just want to get to Mikey's bass line again, man.
Dude, we could get just like an instrumental of a song that we're allowed to use, and we could all do our own. Like it,
Wait,
it
just
could be
listen
like
to
these
the second
instrumentals and make up lyrics, and it's different.
Step at the biz. Oh, Scott's sunglasses are coming out.
See, it'd be really nice if like, and don't get me wrong, like obviously it's a good sound. Like I do like that, but I wish that for the intro it was just the guitar. I wish that there was no vocals on it.
God, I did the screen sharing thing and I left the name tags on. My bad, Mikey.
What are my name tags?
You didn't fucking change it, so yours is still self-mutilator. Because I didn't
Self
ask you.
mutilator.
I didn't ask you. I should have asked you
Good,
if you wanted to
good.
change it. You want to change it? I'll change it right now.
No, I didn't have a good idea. The
Anthony
only thing
is
I was
nah. Dude, you don't need a good idea. Anthony is nah.
I know, but I was like trying to think of it when I was
Oh,
Dude,
because I did some research today. When you guys told me you're like, hey, we should try to do one tonight. I was like, ooh. So I need to get the Twitter up and running. That's gonna. I don't know why it wouldn't let me in there that day. I tried for like 2 hours trying
I
to get that
know,
thing
and I
set
was
up.
working, so I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that was Scott's fault.
You want to do it right now?
But-
You want to get verified? On
Well,
No,
here?
so yeah,
no,
yeah,
let's,
yeah.
Let's do
You're right.
off-air talk off-air.
Okay, okay.
I was gonna ask you guys a pretty important question that's been kind of on my mind recently. Um,
I have answers.
do you guys fill out any March Madness brackets?
No, I did not.
Houston apparently is my winner.
Houston. Oh.
Hmm.
No,
filled
I
out
did not
two.
fill
We
out
did-
any.
We did one at work, and then I did one with Mitch and his dad and their buddies. And I got Baylor winning one, and I have Kansas winning the other one. And I've already lost Virginia. Virginia lost in the first round, so that hurts. Mind you, I haven't watched a single college basketball game this year.
Me either. I watched a little bit of the Nebraska game, their first one, because obviously, because I work with televisions. So tonight I watched a little bit of the Iowa and whoever the fuck they were playing. They were down. Iowa was losing by 10 when I saw it. So
Oh no, I think I have Iowa going a little ways. I don't know shit. Okay, but I have a coworker who picked. He's like, "Who do you have to win?" That was in our deal, and I was like, in ours I took Baylor, and he's like, "Oh, jeez," and I was like, "Hey, never watched him." And I was like, "Who'd you have?" And he said Arizona, and he was like, they're like number 2 overall. They won the Pac-12, like blah blah blah. And then Arizona lost today, the first round. I was like, all
hell
right.
yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Wait, so first round of March Madness? No, this wasn't first round, was it?
Yeah, it is. The play-in games happened for teams that
Okay.
needed to play in to get in, but today was the first round.
Okay.
The start of the first round.
Well,
Furman, is that who the Furman? Furman was like the first game. In San Diego State. And everybody had San Diego State, and Furman won. So that threw a wrench into things. No, I meant Furman and who the fuck did Furman beat? Oh, they beat Virginia.
Well-
That's Virginia lost to Furman. And everybody had Virginia winning that one.
okay,
Which
so
is funny.
let's do this. Let's see how many perfect brackets are left after day
Should
one.
have asked Chat GPT if he's got it. Apparently they've upgraded him a bunch. Now he's Chat GPT 4.
They did do 4. Damn. I knew that was coming out.
But they're like,
He said-
you look at their website and it's fucking nuts reading it. And he's like, we've added, he can answer so much clearly now because we've added so much more general knowledge. I'm just like, oh god.
God damn. Lex said that when 4 comes out, it's gonna like blow everybody's fucking mind.
I haven't even tried it yet. I mean, to me, it's gonna be the same. Done everything it's asked. It's done everything I've asked of it.
So as of 4 hours ago, there are currently 720,000 perfect brackets still intact after round one.
That'll change. I mean, because
Oh,
not even all
absolutely.
round. Yeah, not even the majority. You still have way more. The majority of round 1 games to go. Still, there's a lot more games left to play in round 1.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I thought round one
Um,
already happened, but it's because I don't watch. I don't have time. I don't ever watch basketball because I don't ever get to see it. I don't watch television, like except for
Yeah,
when
I
I'm
don't-
working.
Yeah, I don't fucking watch basketball at all. But shit, it's March Madness bracket.
You know, if I watch television, I've been in the hotel. It's fucking awesome because if I could buy one channel, I would buy sci-fi. I just feel like every time I get to a hotel, I just turn on sci-fi and there's always a good movie on. And I love it.
I always turn on the shitty, like cartoon, like Family Guy or Future, whatever. They always have a channel with those going. So I'm like,
Yep.
oh, I'm in a hotel. I don't want to delve too deep into anything. I'm just gonna watch some superficial shit and do something else.
At
I
the
mean,
bar, at the
I don't
bar
know, I
they were
just don't
playing
ever
the
watch
same
live
movie I
stuff.
was watching last night. Some Sylvester Stallone movie. I don't know. Tries
yeah.
to jump off a building with a horse. But I was watching it last night. So it's cool.
to me. Well, Apollo, go tell him what. Tell her.
Did I say
Oh, no.
Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone?
man.
I meant the Terminator.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that guy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's probably Terminator. Jumping off a building with a horse sounds like something the Terminator would do, and I've never seen any of the Terminators, so.
Scott, check your phone.
He knows about nuclear bombs. I want to. Maybe it's Demolition Man. No, that's not him. That might be Stallone. You know who Demolition Man stars?
We can find out, but Tyler,
Yeah,
you got to work tomorrow? It's
yeah, I
Friday,
always,
of course you got fucking.
I got to work tomorrow and Saturday.
What do you want?
You should go
30,
into your
40,
boss.
Hang on, what's that,
G30,
Scott?
48, 94.
G30, 48. Wait,
94.
there's already a G there. 30.
48, 94.
48.
Yep.
Anyway, back. Are we roll live again, or we
Yeah, we're
rolling?
live.
Okay.
Classic.
You should go into your supervisor and request Saturday and Sunday off.
Like right now, because that can't happen.
That's some bullshit. That could happen.
No, see, if I switch, like no matter what, at my job, you have to work a weekend day. So either I work the Saturday or I work the Sunday, and there is no in between. Which
That
is
sounds like you not grabbing control of your job by the balls and saying this is how it's going to be done.
no, that me getting home right, dude. They tried to go send me to another job after 8 o'clock, and I told them no. Like, no shit. I like forcibly told my boss. I said I have somewhere to be, and he is like, well, if you tell me where you need to be, it might help your case as to for us doing that for you. And I said no, like I have obligations, and my obligation to you ends at 8 p.m. and then it starts back up at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So in between those hours, you don't get to tell me what to do. That was the exact conversation I had with my boss.
It's
And guess
nuts.
what?
Get
Here I
to
am
them,
sitting
man.
in this chair.
It's nuts that you
What
like.
are they going to do? Fire you?
They send you to people's houses that late. Like,
And just do not say who I work for, please. Because that would not be good.
yeah, it's a real racist company. I wouldn't want to know either.
Yeah. Like, probably, honestly, the most racist. And I think they hate women.
Oh, definitely.
I don't have any. I've never heard anybody say it, but man.
I've never seen any texts that
there's-
were women.
Ugh.
We have a couple techs that are women, but they definitely are hated.
Yeah, they're discriminated to hell and back.
Yeah. Oh, let me guess. No special needs either.
No, definitely not. They don't even like having
They don't
What do
even
you wanna
like
call
those
it?
people.
Diversity. There's no diversity in this.
Oh.
I know.
Where
That's
are
it.
we?
Where are we? What?
Where are we in
world
society?
rocks.
Well, we're right where we need to be.
Amen to that. Dude, I've been thinking about Omaha a lot more recently. I'm fucking probably just gonna. I gotta grit my teeth and work for this company for a little longer, and just gonna fucking buy a house in Omaha and flip it, and then kill myself or something. I don't
No,
know.
you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to do anything that you just said. I guarantee it. Except maybe work for that company a little longer. That I bet you will do.
It's hard to leave, man. I fucking love my job so much. Except for,
I hope I make.
selling to dementia patients, but other than that, I fucking
Be the best, dude. You could sell it to them like 4 or 5 times.
you do. You do.
Dude,
That's awesome.
Scott's
You're like,
company-
hey, you need to redo your bathroom, and then you get it done, and then you're like, as you're leaving, you're like, hey, did you know you need to redo your
Just
bathroom? And they're like,
sign it
"Yeah,
twice, it's
actually."
fine. Yeah, you gotta sign it twice.
Scott's company is not prejudiced. They don't care who they're selling shit to.
Now, here's the justification for still working for them. Some people buy us our shit twice. Like, they literally do 2 bathrooms for us. And it's like, okay, well then, you're just, like, you already know how much you paid. Like, you're fucking dumb.
Does that justify out all the other ones? That
Well, no,
equal it
again,
out?
it's just manipulating dumb people. That's all it is. So it's if you can deal with that, you're a salesman.
Scott every night. No fucking problem.
I got my solar panels. I didn't even need them.
that dementia patient helped you get those solar panels.
I
you
didn't even
need.
want them. It's really a burden on me. I'm
God,
starting to get too many
they should
goddamn
be
solar
they should be
panels.
apologizing to you.
I mean, I gotta fight for every dollar I get.
Uh, so Scott, what do you have to go? What time do you have to go out tomorrow and work?
Well, it's 30 minutes away. I'm in Dillon, not Dillon. I don't know where the fuck I'm. in Colton, South Dakota, South Dakota.
Colton, South Dakota.
Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes away. I'll try to get there at 8. So I don't know. It's not.
You
I've already loaded
adopted
up.
the North Dakota accent going down to South Dakota.
Dude, I hope
No,
so.
no,
I
no.
haven't even watched Fargo more than once.
More than once.
I watched it as soon as I got here, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this every month, like once a month, and I'm gonna get this accent, and I just have not watched it twice.
Dude,
you
don't
say
get that accent.
I won't.
Do you need to pack your big?
No, I'm never gonna say that, but the thing
You say
is,
sorry.
when people have a real thick accent, I do like when I first moved here. At least you're just like you automatically adopt that accent. If somebody has that big of an accent, you're around it enough, I guess. It's so easy to just start saying the things. I can't even think of them right now, but
Thank God you don't have any friends in North Dakota, so
it helps.
Yeah, for real.
definitely.
Well, is it completely off the table potentially chugging a beer, or is that?
Oh, like a full one? Or like a half a
Well, I'm
one?
not going to chug an empty one.
It's off the table for me. I do not
I have like a
it,
half
so
a beer, and that's
I
fucking
know, Tyler.
ridiculous
I know.
right now.
I don't even think Tyler's ever drank in his life.
probably not.
Can
I mean,
do
I
a
don't
half
remember.
one to your full one?
If I drank,
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
I'll just do a half one too, I guess, even though you got a 16 ouncer. But
Do it. I'm gonna see who goes. Who's gonna win? Scott's is taller, so if he wins, that means Anthony's a super pussy. And Scott won. I saw Scott win.
I can go pee.
damn it, Scott.
I know. It's because he had more beer than you, and he was almost done. As you
Tyler,
were
I
almost
stole
done.
these sunglasses today.
You
Well,
look like
that's
Michael Jackson.
Allegedly. God damn it, guys. Allegedly.
No, they were just there. I took them.
That's what I told him. He's like, no, I definitely took them. They were just sitting there, and it looked like the guy I was with, it wasn't his, so I just took them.
Scott, you did not. And he's like, no, seriously, I totally robbed.
That's exactly. I was like, allegedly. He's like, no, I did it.
There's gonna be like, we're gonna get a cop that starts watching this. He's gonna be like, I need to pay attention to this Scott character.
Yeah.
He's gonna profile him, and then Scott's gonna just like we're doing the pod one day, and we'll think that he got swatted when really Scott just tattled on himself and he's getting raided for his stolen sunglasses.
And there's gonna be. It actually probably won't even be the cop listening to this. It's gonna be the guy whose sunglasses those are. Like that's where those motherfuckers went. God damn it. I'm gonna be honest with you here, man. I think you muted yourself.
Can you
There
hear
you
me?
go. Yep.
Okay. I thought I clicked that button more than once, but no. So I was gonna say that what's really funny is that it's if the guy who like, those glasses belong to gets onto this pod and all that stuff happens, that would be the number one most incredible and funny thing that could happen on this podcast. I swear to God.
No, it's already
happens.
happened. You
If
missed
it
it,
happens,
Tyler.
I'll pay Scott's name.
No, you missed it, Tyler. On like the second episode of this podcast, I got my bass guitar live.
Oh, that's true. Scott got his bass guitar delivered to his apartment in the middle of a podcast.
Did you ask the delivery guy to be on the pod?
No, I was kind
Yeah,
of a
you
dick.
should've.
He was my friend, and he's my friend too. And
You know him?
and I was like, dude, I'm doing a podcast later tonight, and he was like, yeah, bring over the guitar. And then he brought his friend, who like I yelled at and didn't recognize that when I first met these guys, and yeah, he showed up. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of recording right now, doing the podcast. And he's like, oh, okay, we'll leave you alone then.
You're like, no, damn it, come in here. We got to interview you. You're the only person that's been on this pod other than us.
Now, if I was
One
good at
of our
podcasting, I
intros-
would have.
One of our intros was Scott playing his bass guitar.
That's epic.
All of our bass. It was like a bunch of them.
That's what I'm saying. We
Oh.
could write a song of just like simple riff, like just very simple riff with like a tiny bit of like actual picking and like with a little bit of a scale. And then one of us could scream into the microphone and that could be the intro. Just like-
I gotta ask you though, when was the last time you touched a guitar?
Like touched one or played one?
I'll take touched.
Okay, I've definitely touched. I probably touched one today. Actually, wasn't mine. Some guy had it in
Okay.
his basement. And I had to move.
Okay. Played.
Um, Friendsgiving,
On my acoustic.
because my guitar is out of tune, and the strings I'm pretty sure are like to the point of like if you tried to play them, they might break.
Well, you should get some more strings in.
I've got more string. I've got a box full of strings. I just like replacing strings on that guitar is a
Is that
nightmare.
your OG guitar?
Not with yeah, like my Kiss signature.
Your electric, yep.
Yeah. It's not the first starter guitar, and it's not the Esteban. The Esteban is still I keep that one in my parents' closet because
Yeah, you need to let me buy that guitar from you.
that guitar needs a better action because the action on it is ridiculous.
You need to let me buy that guitar from you because that is
I'll
the
consider
guitar
it.
I learned how to play guitar on.
I'll consider it. I'll for sure consider it because it
I
is
mean,
a nice guitar.
that's a guitar that gave me fat fucking blisters on these fingers.
Dude,
I'm
the
glad
action is ridiculous.
I'm glad I learned how to play that though on that because that made everything else a lot easier.
Yeah.
I mean dude, learning on that fucking fat ass acoustic guitar with them thick strings helps. Like now I suck at playing acoustic. Well, I suck at playing guitar in general,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
suck at playing acoustic. But now when I pick up my electric, I'm like, oh yeah, so much easier. All right, let's keep playing this. The only thing, the one thing I did like love about that Esteban was it how the neck of it was fairly big,
Mhm.
fairly wide. So the strings were so semi far apart, and I didn't deal my fat ass fingers with my Fender Strat. The neck is so tiny, the strings are close together, and sometimes I'll have that problem where I'm getting multiple strings and I don't mean to be.
And you're
And
muting one of them on accident.
yep, and that dude, that Esteban, I'd never had that problem because it was just so
It's a
fucking
nice
wide.
guitar, man. But Esteban was selling that shit at way like a markup. Like I remember I was probably like 11 years old and my dad didn't know what to get me for Christmas. He kept asking me about what I wanted, and you know me, I was like, get me like CDs. And they were like, what kind of CDs? And I was like, well, the stuff that you can't find in the store, like the stuff that's you have to go to a record shop to get these kinds of CDs, like heavy metal
Yep.
stuff. But Walmart used to carry good CDs. But so we were sitting there, and a commercial comes on one of those day day shopping networks, like where they like check out this diamond. This diamond is 300
Yeah.
karat gold, and it's $3,000, but right now you can get it for $2,000. And so this guitar comes on, and they're talking about how it's like $1,000 guitar. It comes by one of these most well-known classical musicians, whoever the hell Esteban is. Nobody's ever heard of him. And his guitar, my dad bought for like shipping and all. I think he paid like $400 for that.
Yeah,
No,
that's a nice
no joke.
guitar, man.
No, it is a nice guitar. It really
The
is.
thing the thing is I'm surprised because I feel like maybe it's because I was just didn't know anything about guitars or anything, but I feel like it should have been worth more than that.
So if it was
But
so nice, why was it so hard to play?
So the reason that's hard to play is like so when we talk about the action, it's how hard it is to press the strings against the neck, like how hard to get them to
Oh, it's
make
how
contact.
tight it is.
it's almost like how bowed the neck is.
Yep.
So when the neck is bowed more, the strings are higher up, so you have to press harder to get them down.
And
And
it is a good thing if you're really like if you're good at guitar because your strings won't accidentally play notes that they're not supposed to play, and it's makes it easier to get your fingers where you
So,
want them. But it's for a beginner that is not a guitar. For a beginner.
so are guitars necks bowed on purpose?
Every guitar is
I
got
mean,
a little different. Every guitar is going to be a little different because like it just there's a little piece at the tip of the neck before they turn to the tuners up there,
Oh yeah.
like the knobs, and it's that little bar that sits across it. How high up that bar sits will
Yeah.
determine how heavy your action is. And that guitar is I've never played a worse acoustic for like that ever. That's the hardest one I've ever picked
Come on,
up and tried to
Freeman.
play. Dude, and my dad was like shout out to him, but like that was That was I picked that guitar up and I got mad at it because I was like, I can't even press this down because I was like, child.
Yeah, you need to come up with a price and I'll buy it from you because I want that guitar. I learned on that. I learned on that motherfucking guitar.
I know
That was
it was hard. And then I got
you
that
just
Kiss signature and then I never picked up the Esteban again.
you let me like take the Esteban to my house and just like have it there forever while I was just trying to fucking learn how to play.
Yeah,
And
because I didn't play it after I got the Kiss. Like once I got that electric, that's all I played. Even though the pickup was broken, it still sounded awesome.
you should just get that pickup fixed, dude.
Dude, you need like a special tool. I've gone to 2 separate shops and they told me they couldn't fix it. They couldn't put it back in the way it came. They would have to strip it out and put new ones in, and I wasn't willing to spend however much money it was
Yeah.
to get 2 new actions put into this guitar. That guitar is like a $700 guitar.
Yeah, it's a pretty badass guitar.
It is. It's super badass. But like, I don't know. I haven't had a reason to play it. But now that we're gonna be writing intro music, I think I've got a reason to play it again.
Yeah, we'll have to do a live pod where we can all just jam, but in the same room.
Yeah, and like that one won't be. That would be cool if we could all get in the same room and do this. That would be sick. I have a live switchboard from when we were gonna originally do this that will do at least minimum 2 live mics. Like, and then it also has USB ports for other ones. So like I could plug 2 actual live mics into it and then plug in 2 USB mics to it.
I
So
say we do it.
I got a
But
USB
I'm
mic.
gonna take a leak real quick.
Do it.
Take a leak.
I since Anthony's gonna take off here, I did look up some stuff today because I wanted to see what was going on in the world and see if we had stuff to actually talk about. Dude, did you? I hope Anthony's gonna miss this story, but
That's all right.
dude, this story's crazy. Like, so in Pickaway County, Ohio, right? So in the middle of Ohio, like just I don't know where Pickaway County is, but it's in Ohio, which is a lot like Nebraska, just flat and kind of boring. A family-owned zebra attacked a man and nearly took his arm off. A zebra. How does a zebra nearly take your arm off?
He's trying to ride it, I guess, and it when bit him. I don't.
See, that's what I was wondering. He had to have been like trying to ride it and got like tangled in it, and then the zebra just got like super pissed off and started like running around, and it dislocated his shoulder. Like, I'm not joking, dude. Like this zebra nearly took this guy's arm off.
I bet it reached back and tried to bite him.
So do you think that a zebra like hanging onto your wrist could nearly take like?
No, I think
How
they're
strong is the
exaggerating.
bite?
I think they're just exaggerating, and he probably just like bit his arm. And they're like, "Oh my
No,
god!"
no, dude. The dude has to undergo several surgeries so he could hopefully keep the arm. Like, his arm is not in good shape. If you have to have several surgeries to keep your arm intact.
A family-owned zebra.
Yeah,
Maybe it
why?
kicked
Now
him
that's
in the arm.
well, that's posing the next question. Why is there a family in Ohio that owns a zebra? And how does a zebra live in Ohio?
Well, last time we talked about a family-owned cougar that got loose. Like,
But I feel like that's different.
I mean, it's just because it's a predator versus a prey animal. Like, it's all still
Well,
exotic animals.
No, but
It's rich people not knowing how to spend their money, like
No,
knowing what to do with their money.
a cougar is native to the United
No,
States.
it was
of
a
America.
jaguar.
Okay, so jaguars aren't native, but they're at least close. They're on like like the portion like.
Same half of the
Is
world.
there jaguars in Mexico?
Of course, there's jaguars in Mexico.
That's what I say. So they're on the same continent. Zebras are not. And this family owned a zebra. How does the zebra live in Ohio?
He's doing fine.
I just don't understand how it I don't. So anyway, the police ended up. Did you end up hearing that, Anthony? That the man got his arm nearly taken off in Ohio?
Yeah, but I gotta do a callback to the cougar. It wasn't a cougar. It was a feral cat. It was like what?
Bobcat?
No, it was like what
It wasn't a jaguar?
Nala is.
You sure it wasn't a
No, 'cause
jaguar?
Because Tyler had talked about it, and then the next day, just randomly at work, it was a news story that like popped up on the side of my computer, and the picture was a feral cat, and I was like, oh, I need to look into that, and I didn't, but I just looked it up, and it says, yeah, it was feral
So like
cat.
when they talk about like it was like a Savannah cat.
Yes, it says Coke rescued serval. Serval is on the
Oh,
mend.
yeah, that's an African
So,
cat.
So yeah, what? Like that is just rich people spending too
Ohio,
much. But Ohio,
it
isn't Ohio cold?
yeah.
So how does
But I
I just
think
don't understand.
I think you could probably I mean, this is coming from somebody who knows absolutely nothing about this subject, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, at the base level, is a zebra that different than a horse?
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, because a horse can live in the cold. The zebras don't live in the cold. Zebras live in
But we don't
Africa.
know that they can't. We just know that they don't.
Well,
You
again,
know
they're
what?
in
We have a
captivity
beautiful
too, so all you got to do is give them hay and have like a barn where they can be warm. Like they're gonna be fine.
Something heated. That's what I mean. If it's colder than Africa, it could still be warm enough than them for them.
Yeah,
But I
just
don't know that.
at night to sleep in, give them a blanket.
So like, the other thing like I wanted to say. So this family's got a zebra in Ohio because they've got obviously too much money, and then it nearly takes this guy's arm off. Now here's where the story gets really good because the police shot that zebra and killed it
Why didn't they
for
shoot the cougar?
Why the
For
fuck they
the
shoot the zebra?
because it was acting aggressive. Well, wouldn't you too if you were taken from Africa and brought to Ohio? Wouldn't you be pissed?
we don't know that he was taken from Africa.
Where
He
did
was
they
an
get?
American zebra.
They
I mean, he
okay,
could have
okay.
been.
Hang
Enough
on. So
rich
let me
people have been born and died in this country to a sustainable zebra population exists.
Yeah.
So at USA 9, the experts, whoever the hell USA 9 is, they say our experts say that hardy wild animals like zebras, while a tropical member of the horse family that usually thrives in hot climates, they can survive in cold weather too. So apparently you can get a zebra and keep it in Ohio and they'll be fine.
I want to know if like some of them get out and they actually there's a wild population of zebra in America. That's my goal in life. To introduce the
Yeah,
zebra to the natural wilderness of Ohio, or not Ohio, but like I guess Oklahoma, somewhere a little warmer.
yeah, and they said the police chief of that county, the Pickaway County, the sheriff said that they put it down because it was acting aggressive and to save the people, like to not keep the people on the scene in danger because they had an ambulance out there and the zebra kept trying to come up and attack the people on the ambulance. So they just shot it. Why didn't they just like herd it away? Like if they're farmers, they have it on like land, they can keep this zebra. Do you think they'd know how to like control it?
Obviously they didn't.
Yeah, and obviously that guy was a pansy enough to have his arm almost taken off by a zebra. Like, just like it's a
maybe
giant. Just
maybe that zebra was on the drug, the same drug that heroin addicts have found that's like turning them into zombies.
that zebra just happens to
Crocodile.
find some crocodile.
That's old school, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about crocodile. That's like 5 years old. There got to be like 10 new drugs that people are talking about.
Well, it just made a boom in the news again because it's rotting. It's making people's limbs rot off. So people are like addicts are like getting heroin with this drug in there or fentanyl with this drug in there, and it's like making their limbs rot. And they're like walking around downtown with just like rotting limbs.
You can't get any good fentanyl these days.
No, god damn it.
dude, dude, dude. How is this like not bigger news? Like, there is a wild population of zebras in California, and it's the
I can kill
largest
myself
wild
now.
population of zebras outside of Africa.
Dude, rich people,
I
man.
don't know.
They
Dude, what
let
is
their
yeah? Like
zebras
we
go.
just brought zebras.
California is not really the place where you think about that because Texas has more tigers than all of the tigers in the wild in the rest of the
Well,
world.
yeah, it's because people have been doing stupid shit with those and trying to kill them. Like, I just don't like. I get tigers are
No,
cool
no,
and they're
tigers
beautiful.
in
You don't need-
captivity as pets.
Yeah, that's
Then
what I'm
the
saying.
because in the rest of the Texas, I believe there's no bans. There's no limits on any animals that you can own. You can have whatever you want, and so people have tigers.
Really, you can have whatever animal you want in Texas.
I bought
Yeah,
monkeys.
Jamie, you might want to fact check me on that, but I think
It's probably looser than
that's
anywhere else.
I think that's legit. I really think that's real.
Makes sense. And there's enough space there.
Okay,
I
so
guarantee there's a lot of zebras there.
the quick answer is that pretty much all animals are technically legal under that state's laws. But only if you start a USDA licensed facility. So you have to like start your own zoo in order to own all those animals. You can't just own them. You have to have
$40
like
fee, and you're
you
good.
have to have a
I
facility.
don't think USDA means zoo
It's a
because
USDA licensed facility.
yeah, isn't USDA the food like approval
Drug
for like steaks?
Association.
I'm looking it
Yeah,
up right now.
oh yeah, you're right. That might be no, that's the FDA, but
Department of Agriculture enforces the Animal Welfare Act that regulate the
there
import
you
of
go.
many animals in the United States, but they do not regulate the ownership of animals, including exotic and wild animals as pets. So then why do you need a USDA facility if you want to get the wild pets if they're not even gonna
Yeah, if they don't even like check that stuff, if USDA has nothing or has nothing to do with that.
I'm just
It's
trying to
weird.
eat these animals. Like, what are their
I think that
ingredients?
just means you can go to Texas and just bring any animal you want and they'll just be like, yeah, that's cool.
As long
Yeah,
as it's not
dude, well,
too
Texas
weird.
is wild.
I want an anaconda. I'm gonna go to Texas and get an anaconda, and then I'm gonna let it
Go to,
loose in whatever river they have.
just go to Florida and get an anaconda. They're
What the
Yeah,
everywhere.
fuck
I
do you
want
need
one
an
in Texas
anaconda for?
because it's a giant snake.
So you can
Why
release it
not?
somewhere and terrorize people?
Dude, that's what happened in Florida. A lot of people were getting snakes as pets, and then they didn't know what to do with them, like in the 80s, and especially during the big cocaine days in Florida, and they were getting these snakes as pets, and then they would get so big they didn't know what to do with them. They would literally just release them into the wild, and now Florida has like an actual boa or anaconda population in the wild that
Jesus.
just fucks shit up.
Dude,
That's it. And yeah, there's like no rabbits, there's no like coyotes or anything around there because the anaconda is the invasive species is just like eating everything.
dude, like it's crazy. Animals, like it's the fact that humans are still around to do things after like what we do with all the craziest animals. Like imagine, like how did people back way back when survive in like Australia with all the animals that are out there? Because there was way more then than there is now. I mean, imagine the animals that went extinct before we even found out about them.
They
Like,
they learned what animals to stay away from. Somebody would die and they would write that down in their notebook and make sure they stay away from that fucking animal.
the first notes from humanity are stay away from. They just draw a picture of it. Stay away from
There's that meme where it's like one caveman eats a mushroom and dies, and the rest of the cavemen noted. Just like keep moving on.
that's probably how it
Dude,
was.
that's fucking cool
The
meme.
fact that we're still here, like we're just like now we're at the point of like, yeah, let's get a tiger and we're gonna put it in a cage in my living room. That sounds like a good idea. And then after a while,
Yeah,
I'm gonna get comfortable enough around it that I'm gonna let it out of the cage and it might sleep with me.
We've lived too long as a species.
yeah, it's not. We went from okay, now let's see if this kills us to all right, let's see if this fucking kills us.
We went
That's
from stay away from that, it'll kill you to I think I'm gonna buy a zebra and put it on my farm in Ohio. that's what we've come to.
I'm gonna buy this snake and let it go in the wild because it got too fucking
My
big.
neighbor who has a lion from Africa.
God, dude, can you imagine? Can you imagine owning
Just-
even a cat that big? That's so crazy.
Dude, the fucking lion, the zebra fucking is out next door neighbors with the lion, and then finally the lion just starts attacking it. The zebra takes off running, and he's just like, "This is the best day of my life," because he just feels like he's actually in Africa, just running from a lion.
He's like, finally, the instincts I've been waiting for.
Actually, the lion's just like
Too fat?
doesn't care. Yeah, he's just sedated on he just gets fed every day, so he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. They have like literally a corn-fed cow like fed to him every fucking day.
And the
So
zebra's
it's
just like, "Come on,
that.
you don't want to chase me a little bit?
Come on, don't you want a piece of this? Come on.
Do you remember one of our teachers in high school went to Africa to get a zebra? He could have just gone
Yep.
to Ohio
Or California.
or California. That's
Dude,
true. He should have gone to California because
we gotta get Beans on this podcast at some point because
Yeah,
Beans.
he said he was gonna do it.
Well, he's a goddamn gold mine. But Beans and I had a teacher in high school who went to Africa, and he got kidnapped. And the group he was with, it was like I don't know who, it was just a bunch of people, teachers,
Okay,
whatever.
did you mean college?
Yeah, did you mean college?
Did I
'Cause
not
he
say
definitely
college?
Didn't go to high school.
or
Yeah, no,
whatever.
you said high
Yeah,
school.
This was at Doane. I took a botany class with this dude,
Nice.
and he was like the most badass teacher. He had a big old beard. I think his name is Brad Elder, and he got kidnapped in Africa, and his story that he would just briefly tell and then not explain was that he's like, yeah, I got kidnapped in Africa, and people we were with, somebody got decapitated, and then they kind of just let us go, and we kind of wandered around, and we got rescued. And
You should have that guy on here.
yeah, so he would never like explain it. He wouldn't go into detail, but he would say that just like, yeah, one of the guys in the group got decapitated, and so
Like,
he
did
was
he
the
see it?
coolest teacher we ever had. Oh yeah, he knows it happened. I mean, it happened in front of him.
That's what I mean. Like he was like there,
He,
like the guy
he-
lost.
it happened in front of him, as far as I know.
I bet you know what. Was your teacher white?
Oh, of course he was white.
That's why he lived. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But
That
even
is-
down there,
that
huh?
is- yeah, well, duh. I mean, privilege is everywhere, man. You
fucking
can't
get
get
these-
away from it.
These Doane privileged ass teachers, we got to get them on here.
Think about it. He went to
Private
Africa.
schools, man.
He went to Africa, saw a guy get decapitated while he was being kidnapped. They let him go. He got a job at a university. He became a teacher teaching children. I mean, not really children, but close to it. You know, like 18, 19-year-olds coming in. And then he told them, don't go to this part of Africa. So really, in retrospect, he saved a lot of people's lives because all those kids, you know, were going to go there at one point. Exact same reason.
Well, yeah. Isn't that like spring break?
Pretty much. Dude, I was reading something the other day that they think that there's currently like a split happening on the east side of Africa that is going to like separate a piece of the continent over the next, I don't know, however long it was, like a couple hundred years, and it was going to separate and like all the way down to South Africa and up to like Egypt area, and it was just going to split off like a piece of it and just separate from Africa. There's like
Nice.
a current, there's a line, like a fault line that's currently caving in.
New continent.
Metal.
Dude, Pangea.
What are we gonna call it?
This bitch don't know about Pangea.
God, how did you know that was in my head? Like I almost said it, and then I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna say it because." And then you said it.
How-
It's like,
Don't
How
call
do you
brand
not
names.
say that? Dude, we should make that. If anything happens, okay, not anything happens. If we need to make it a rule on this podcast now, let it be stated for the record. If there is a new continent made while we are alive, we are doing this podcast. We are doing a new continent party podcast.
done.
And we're just
Oh.
going to drink and celebrate the new continent.
New continent.
But-
That's a great.
And we'll get to think up names for it, and then we'll try to actually name it without other like fuck the world governments and stuff like that. We're gonna name the continent. Because
Okay, man. I mean,
Yeah,
my
we're
first
always
thought,
going to
it's got to. I mean, we can't just name it Pangea, can we? Because that'd be kind of cool.
No, that's too. That's
It's already
Pangea's
taken.
already-
we can call it new. We can call it New Pangea.
we could call it "You'd Be Dead."
No.
I mean, it's
Okay,
too obvious.
new-
Too obvious.
New Pangea, NP, short for no problem. There you go. No problem.
No problem. It's fine. It's fine.
no, it's no problem.
But yeah, that's so that's a thing that's happening. I've
Yeah, we
also,
gotta-
dude,
That's a good
the
one.
world's crazy right
New continent party. I'm excited now.
now. How come?
New
How come?
Continent Party
There's,
podcast.
well, how come there's
It's
not
like
any,
Self Suck Saturday. It's probably never gonna happen.
But we're gonna prepare. Like they're preparing for Timmy to suck his own dick. We're preparing for new continent, Pangea. And oh, it happened
How-
again. Hotel internet freeze time. But it was okay. I was talking the
How-
whole time, so it's fine.
Hey, so
No, you didn't freeze for me.
Yeah, I know, but you're not the entire world that listens to us.
hello.
I liked it. I'm my world.
I like to
How
think I
come-
am.
Oh my god. Hey, how come we don't like remember 2012 was like big doomsday? How come there haven't been any like doomsday predictions since then?
Because every fucking single day is a new doomsday for us.
2021
oh,
wasn't
Ohio
that kind of
chemicals
like
bill.
everyone was like, oh, 2012 was backwards. It was 2021. That was kind
Yeah,
of a,
Chinese weather balloon. Oh, now one of our drones crashed into a Russian jet and they're gonna fucking take all the pieces for Recon.
Oh, but you're right
Oh,
though.
people
There hasn't
launching
been a
nukes.
2012 scale event. Like even 2020 wasn't as bad as 2012.
Like they made a movie based off of it. It was such a like people like it was world known that we were all going to die in 2012. It was like December 21st, had like a specific time frame and everything. And everybody, like it wasn't just like a few people, like there was like everybody on the planet, like 50% of us were like, "Oh my god, this could actually be
Well,
true."
it was funny because I remember the whitest kids talking about it with Eric Andre. They went down, at least Trevor and a few people went down with Eric Andre to Belize on 2012 or on December 21st, 2012. And they were like, it was a huge party down in Belize where, the Mayans used to live. And
Yep.
there was just like this
It's dope.
huge party down there. And Trevor and Moore and Eric Andre went down there, fucking partied it
Okay.
up. That sounds awesome.
Did anybody noteworthy ever actually believe that that was a thing?
Dude, I guarantee
No.
you there was one scientist out there that actually believed it. Guaranteed. I don't
Yeah,
even
but
need
the
to know who he is.
scientist seems like a loose term when you're given like
Yeah,
a lot of people can be
and if he
scientists of
believes
stuff
it, is
that
he really a scientist?
I'm just saying. Holy cow. Like doomsday predictions. I mean, obviously there weren't as many way back when because not as many people could read and write and such. But like all the way dating from it looks like 66 to 70 CE, there was CE, I don't even know what it means. That there's been predictions like a ton, like there's been 10 predictions in that first 1,000 years. There was like 7 predictions in the next 500 years. And then when you get up to like the 1970s, like there's a prediction almost every year. 80,
yeah.
81,
That
82,
makes sense.
82, 85. Like we
How are
we got
people supposed to sell video games and books and movies if there's no doomsday?
I mean,
Like,
Fallout was
come
a
on,
sweet
Tyler.
series.
So okay, so actually, Scott, I think the one you're talking about, where the 2021, there was a pastor who said that the rapture would actually occur in 2021 at the latest, saying that in 2012, if it didn't happen then, it was going to happen in 2021, and that was a prediction made by F. Kenton Beshore, whoever the hell that guy is. But the next,
Well, he was wrong twice.
yes, so the next
He did the little
claim
boys.
to doomsday is November 13th
I
of
did it.
2026 from Heinz von Forster. In a 1960 Science article, this scientist predicted the date for the end of the humanity due to overpopulation. So that's it. Like we're going to overpopulate by November 13th of 2026.
That's the most realistic one because it's not like fucking Mayan calendar. It's not Y2K. Well, I guess don't get me wrong. The Cuban Missile Crisis was actually very, very realistic.
Yes, it
But
was. Yes, it was.
overpopulation is
Unless you knew.
but it's not. The thing is, a lot's going to have to change in 3 years because there's still a lot of fucking room on this planet that people don't use. So, I mean,
What?
there's a lot of fucking room on this planet that people don't use.
I don't know, man. Nebraska's getting too crowded. How the fuck is there
Dude,
other places that are
there's
less crowded?
believe it or not, okay, believe it or not, there's a lot more to this planet than Nebraska. There's a lot of fucking room on this planet that people don't use, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think so because the majority of places people like that's habitable is very populated. I mean,
Dude, we're humans. Anywhere is habitable for us.
okay, so you're talking about like living in the desert and go moving to Arizona. and
No,
all
I'm
that shit.
talking about cutting down some more trees in the Amazon. Like, it sucks, but if we're overpopulating, that's the next step.
Nah.
There's a lot of fucking room.
I mean,
Tyler, you muted yourself.
yeah, Tyler keeps muting himself.
You take the American cities that are currently like really spread out, because if you look at the way like China is or
Hell.
Japan is, like they utilize their space way better than Americans do. We have yards with grass. Most people don't. Like that's
But it's
that-
not. But the thing is, there's so much more than even America. Like,
I
there's
agree.
so much of this planet that is unused.
I mean, look at Canada. Canada is like there's a ton of area up there that's unpopulated because
But
it's like
again,
Yeah,
it's
all their major cities are like on the border for
it's
the U.S.
possible
Yeah.
to live these places, but people like what I'm saying is it's not ideal for humans to live like where you don't have
No,
to have air conditioning and all that
Okay,
shit, you
is
know?
it more ideal than dying or a cataclysmic event due to overpopulation?
Well, no, that's why I don't believe the overpopulation is like a real thing. It's more, I mean, it can be, but we're not anywhere near. It's more about
I
how
don't
much
know if
food
we're
we can
near it.
produce.
See, and that's the other thing is that like we really could if we focused probably more on like less on the technology and more on like agriculture, we probably could feed everybody on this planet pretty easily. We just don't have enough farmers and enough people doing it that
What's
it's
the
kind of a
waste?
problem.
There's so much waste. It's not very efficient, but also
People take what they need.
that's kind of the land thing. Like we need so much land just to produce all the food for everybody that there's all your habitable land is mostly taken up by farm ground probably.
You could still build things to be like I'm saying that if we make our buildings the way the Europeans do or the Japanese or the Chinese where you're like one building houses however many families
Yeah.
and it's all really close together, we don't utilize our space like other countries do. We have a lot of space, like we really do.
Single family
Like
housing. Yeah.
yeah, like it's just that's the way it is. But so overpopulation prediction November 13th, 2026. However, the Messiah Foundation International predicts that in 2026, a spiritual world end in 2026 when an asteroid collides with Earth in accordance with
That's
Riaz
spiritual.
Ahmed Gohar Sani's predictions in his book The Religion of God. So I mean, it's plausible. There's no way to know. I mean, I'm sure that if there was a like a meteor heading towards us right now, I'm sure somebody knows about it because that
So
it's like
there,
5 years.
Possible they don't.
there there's a real so God damn it, I can't remember the what it is on this. I read this and I heard this to verify it, but so like twice a year we pass through this asteroid belt. And I mean, if you can look up, Tyler, you should do that. Look
Okay.
up um what I don't even know the wording. It's like asteroids that fall or meteors that fall to Earth every year.
Near Earth
And
asteroids. Yeah.
they they jump way up when these two times of the year when we go through this asteroid belt because when we pass through this asteroid belt. And it's like, dude, some of them and or near misses. That's what it should be. Dude, when in the it's like freakishly close to Earth. And like they don't talk about it when they know it's gonna happen because it would freak everybody out. But it's like, dude, like 2 to 3 times a year, there's meteors that are like way close to Earth. That I mean, it's not like
Like
in our
dinosaur killer
atmosphere.
size, but they're just close.
Yeah, but I mean, they're fucking there, man.
Google tells us that Earth does not pass through an asteroid belt like ever.
Oh,
But there's
okay. You
two types of asteroids that tend to cross Earth's orbit: Apollo and A10 asteroids. While not in a belt of asteroids, these are relatively few in number and rarely actually pass close to the Earth. But that's just Google telling us, dude. They could be lying to us because they don't want us to freak out about the asteroid.
I'm basing this just solely off the people I've heard, but I mean, I don't know enough about it to say anything. But there was a guy that I listened to. Obviously, I've only listened to him one time because I can't remember his name. But this is like his shit, and he's like, "Yeah, no, it fucking happens every year. Shit just comes like way close to Earth, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody fucking knows about it because nobody has needed to know about it yet." So
I mean, it's not impossible that an asteroid hits us, but I'm telling you that since that's only 3 years out, if there was an asteroid currently on a collision course for Earth, I'm pretty sure we could work out the math to figure out if it was going to hit us or not, and they would know. Like, so
Yeah.
maybe you'll
oh,
probably
they'll
see in the
know.
next 2 years if you see NASA is going like, hey, we're sending up this rocket into space to do some surveillance or something, and like it doesn't, there's not a lot of information about what they're doing. They're probably trying to deter an asteroid from killing us.
Well, there's a
Jesus.
couple spots.
Uh,
I was my futurist guy, Isaac Arthur. I listen to him all the time. Um, he was saying how I mean, there's a few spots where if it comes like right from around the sun, or if it comes from like a certain angle, that we won't know about it at all. But
Well, because yeah, 'cause it'd be blinding. The sun would be
Yeah.
blinding our vision of it.
but that's like, as of now, it's pretty unlikely. And then within the next 5 to 10 years, we're gonna have so many like satellites going out and checking all this shit out that like we're basically gonna
Sure.
have everything cataloged in the entire solar system in the next 10 years. Like, as long as we don't die in the next 5 or 10 years, we're gonna at least know when we're gonna die. Like, it's not gonna be a surprise.
I mean, that's cool as long as
So-
we know.
This Jesus fuck
It's
Christ.
my thoughts.
This where's this at? 2023.
But there's always the chance
Uh,
that, because I mean, any alien civilization, they can fucking kill us without any. I mean, like relativistic kill missiles, like Bobaverse. I mean,
Unless
people
they're
want us
aliens
dead,
that
we're
live
fucking
forever.
dead.
Unless they're aliens that live forever and they like don't know what death is, so they've never understood that they could kill things, and they get here and they're just like they see us like landing on the ground bleeding, and they're just like, huh, oh, what is that? What's that guy doing? Is he
They
okay?
show up at half the speed of light and stop at our planet and just destroy half of it. And they're like, "Oh fuck! Well, we didn't know you needed a planet to live on." Jesus.
Yeah, jeez, we just thought you guys could live in the
Dude.
vacuum like us.
So this one wasn't that big, but at the end of January this past year, about a 28-foot asteroid passed by Earth at 2,200 feet, which is closer than most satellites.
That's pretty good.
No.
That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
It says it
I get
is.
you.
It said it will come within Oh, sorry, I said feet. That's not what I meant to say. That was bad.
Miles.
That was a bad choice of words. 2,200 miles
Yeah.
of the planet's surface, a tenth of the altitude most satellites orbit at.
What?
Dude, that's wild.
How big was
But
it?
there's tons of little rocks.
How
that-
big
that
was the
can burn
summit?
up.
Did you tell me that?
They said
28
about
feet.
highest estimated was 28 feet.
That's pretty, dude. That's close. I'd say that's pretty close.
28 feet wide?
Yeah.
That ain't shit.
I mean, that would probably
Yeah,
burn up.
you're right.
mostly
At 28, dude, that's fucking.
I'm trying to think
That is very good size.
I want to say the dinosaurs died by like a kilometer or 10 kilometer.
It wasn't 10 kilometer for sure.
Well, they just talked about this on my show, and I think we can survive most of these, like even a dinosaur impact crater.
I'm not
would
saying that
survive
it's going
as
to be
humans.
cataclysmic. I'm saying that Earth could be getting hit by a meteor at like
hang
any
on.
given
Honestly, this is my profession. Like when these 28-meter wide things hit, like within 5 years, I want to be fucking there. I want to find these fucking things. I want to be out in the desert finding these meteors in my van. I want to be the first on the scene, wrapping them in tinfoil, because that's what you do. And dude, fucking meteor hunting, that's my job in the future.
According to NASA, rocks smaller than 25 meters, about 82 feet, will most likely burn up as they enter the Earth's atmosphere and cause little or no damage. So you've got to be almost 100 feet to even make it, to become a meteorite. Like, it's got to be pretty decent size just to even hit the Earth.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I know a lot. The atmosphere burns a lot of it up.
Yeah, could you imagine just seeing, like, I mean, like, imagine if, like, Yosemite, like El Cap, that big old rock, imagine if that started flying towards Earth. It would, like, a lot of it would burn up, but by the time it hit it, it would probably be like a fourth of its size, and it would just destroy our planet.
Wait, have you guys ever seen a meteor?
So a meteor, like, yeah, we've all seen meteors. That's like a shooting star.
Well, okay, but how close, dude? At Anthony's pasture, Max
Yeah.
from Germany, Dana. I don't want to say Jessica. I don't remember. Somebody else was there, but not Bob, because I'll hold this over him for the rest of his life. We were at Anthony's pasture and we saw a goddamn rock on fire flying through the sky, and I didn't have the sense enough to go chase it, but it was close enough that we could have fucking chased it for like 10 miles and probably fucking found it. Like,
You really think it was that big?
it was big enough that it hit the ground. I saw the fucking rock on fire. Like we could see the flames on this fucking thing, and it took like a goddamn. It probably took a full minute to cross the horizon, to cross the sky. I mean, it was very slow. It was like
Then how
this
far away do
fast.
you think it would have been from you?
Would it have?
If it took that
would
long,
it
it
have
had to be a
landed? I
ways
would have
away.
guessed it. I would have guessed it landed out by fucking Hagler or some shit. Like,
Really?
dude,
I mean,
it
that's
was
pretty close. Dude.
it was fucking. I guess I don't understand the physics. I don't know how far it would have flown, but it was close enough. I could see the fucking rock. I could see the flames. Like it was gonna land. I guarantee you within 100 miles.
So it probably landed in Colorado somewhere.
I think it landed in Nebraska. Honestly, like who knows? But I just don't think if you could see it, I just don't think it would have went that far. But always, I'm just saying, fucking best time of my life. Out of that.
All I
battlefield.
know is that the one thing that I saw sitting out in that pasture, the one time that we were out there, there was a lot of people out there. We were all laying down in the blankets, just doing what we do, and there was just staring at the stars, no light pollution, beautiful place to look at things. And I remember just looking up in the sky. I never saw like UFOs or anything, but I swear to God, I've seen like an explosion of something in space because there was a green dot that just like appeared and then it got bigger, and it went huge real quick and then just immediately disappeared. Like it was just like a small dot. You're looking at it. It blows up real big, probably to like holding your hand away from you, probably like the size of a dime. And then it just like shrank. And one other person saw that with me, but I'll never forget that. That was one of the craziest things.
What if you just saw a supernova or something?
That's what I think it was. I looked it up earlier and I thought it was a supernova because that's the only one that they say that you can see with the naked eye. And it was wild.
It'd be cool if you knew the time and like if you could figure out if that, was scientifically recorded as a supernova at that time and all that shit. God damn it, dude. That's fucking cool.
A lot of research. That is the coolest thing.
We used to see some cool shit in my pasture. One time, I don't remember who was all out there. It wasn't a lot of us, but we were just like chilling, looking at the sky out there, and it was man-made. It wasn't like a fucking UFO or anything, but there was 4 flying aircraft that were flying in a diamond, and they were like pattern, and they were flying very low, but we couldn't see them and we couldn't hear them. We just saw like the blinking lights on. It wasn't their wings. It was like on just one blinking light for each one, and they were flying in a diamond, and they were flying so low, but it was pitch black. We couldn't see like the actual outline of the aircraft just because it was too dark and black, and there was literally no sound at all. There wasn't like a motor or a jet, and they just like flew fucking right over us. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? That was.
Do you remember?
Probably US
do you remember? I was there, so do you remember? It was like no stars out either. So like, from my perspective,
black.
it was like we thought it was this giant machine, like this giant ship flying over us because it was like 4 points of light, but we didn't know that it wasn't just one giant ship. And then
we didn't know, and we still like don't know that for sure, but we just like practically it was
probably just 4
different
points of light, yeah.
But still, there was no sound at all that when it flew over. Just like, damn.
That is crazy. There is like moments where you could like see a light in the sky, and you're looking at it, and it for some reason it feels off. Like you're looking at it, and you're like, oh, that could be a star, and you're staring at it, and just like looks different than everything around it. You can move, and like it kind of moves with you as if it's closer than most things. So like the stars will kind of stay in the exact same spot as they are no matter where you go, but because you're also spinning, so they'll like kind of move across the sky. But like when you switch locations and the star almost moves with your movement, like as if it's closer to you, like the moon. Like I don't know. I've seen some weird stuff out there, but the craziest one is that I want to call it a supernova, but I don't know for sure. But that was the most wild thing I've ever seen in space. Like absolutely the craziest thing.
Imagine being somebody who's cut off from like society, like people who live out in the jungles or those islands, and you see Starlink go up. Dude, that has to fuck with you.
Yeah, like North Sentinel Island just sees all this crazy stuff going on from like launches from North Korea and China, and like I'm sure they can see it from North Sentinel Island, and they're just like, man, everything that's around us must just be gods. And so they like anytime we try to approach their island, they're just like, no, We have a god. We don't want you. And so they try to kill
Dude,
everybody.
In the
Jor-
SpaceX
Jordan's
launches, you've seen the SpaceX launches when they like throw out the
Dude.
thrusters and they change colors, and it's like that's fucking.
It
Sweet.
looks so cool.
We
But
are the aliens.
Jordan's uncle sent that in the family Snapchat group.
There you go.
And he's like pretty redneck, pretty hick. He's always like out in the trees. He like walks and looks for like deer antler shed and stuff, like he's just like that. And he sent us out in the Snapchat group. Had his phone just looking at the sky, and it was the Starlink satellites when they were just like in a line across the sky. And he was like, pretty weird shit going on out here tonight. I was just,
That's awesome.
"Ah."
That's awesome. No, dude. Do you remember talking about like aliens and stuff? Do you remember the cattle mutilations that happened just around Hegler?
No.
Remember that?
No, was it when we lived there?
It was it might have been, you may have just gone to college. It might have been my senior year. But there were 3 cattle mutilations in the same pasture. And I'm not going to say the name of the farmers out of, respect for them, but we know who they are. And he had contacted like authorities to come out and take a look at it, and nobody would really do anything about it. So he took pictures of the area, tried to get like samples, and like sent it off to a university in like Arizona. And I never heard what they concluded about it, but I remember hearing about what the animals looked like. He said that it was there was like a piece of flesh, like the tongue was completely removed from the cow. It was cut with like laser precision on its side of its mouth to be able to remove that. There was a hole in the head where it looked like the brain was missing completely, but the skull had not been opened, almost like it had been sucked out through a straw.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent that stuff off to the university, and nothing ever happened about it. Nothing came of it. There were 3, I swear to God, 3 cattle mutilations in Nebraska that happened while we were living there. And it didn't seem like a person did it. Just saying. That happened.
Yeah.
I was there, and I know the kid whose family owned the farm was in my class. And that's how I heard about it. He's like, yeah, dude, this shit's crazy. Like he couldn't really give me a lot because they didn't really know what the hell was going on, but he told me a few things, and they sent it off because authorities wouldn't do anything about it. And so they sent it off to a university, and that was the last they heard of it.
Man, do you think, oh man, like, do you guys want to be contacted, or would you, if there's life out there, would you rather we just don't ever have to run into them?
I want life to be found, and I want it to I don't care if they're hostile, friendly. I just want to know that there are other beings of intelligence in the universe. That's all I care about knowing. If that's a fact, if that changes everything for us, because now we have bigger goals and aspirations to hit than what we have now. It's oh, there's actually other beings that live in the universe that could potentially be, friends, enemies, whatever. But we are so focused against each other that now we might actually be able to maybe come together more as a species and be able to evolve again. You know what I mean? I want there to be something, and that's probably why I believe in it. But I do. I think it would be really cool if somebody was just like, yeah, dude. So our rover on Mars caught this. It doesn't even need to be super intelligent. It's just a field mouse, running around on Mars. That would be fucking awesome. Can you imagine this guy's but then the rich people are they're gonna pick up those field mice on Mars and bring them back to Ohio, and then they're gonna try to rip off that guy's arm again.
Yeah, that will happen.
It's about. Yeah, imagine that everybody on Earth can now start owning tigers and stuff because they've gotten cheap because the Mars mice are the new exotic animal.
What's funny is that they look exactly like regular mice. So you have the Mars mice from Wish, the Wish app, and they're actually just field mice, but you fucking
painted red.
Scott comes up to us one day, guys. I just bought a Mars mouse on Wish for $25.
but you know, it's so easy to buy shit on Amazon, so I bought two because I just gotta click
It's a
it one
great
more
deal,
time.
so why not?
It's like a good deal.
I know I'm gonna need one of these Mars mice in my future, so I might as well get three of them.
It's awesome. No, I do hope that there's other life out there. I really, and I hope we find it in our lifetime. That the current trajectory, I think we have a good chance of actually finding something before we die. But I believe in our children's lifetime, we will. There will be some stuff that comes out that'll change the way we think. Because like right now, if you guys pay attention to any of the like James Webb Telescope stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's crazy. Some of the things that they're figuring out right now about like physics and stars and like
Well, and it's,
apparently they've
yeah, go ahead.
well apparently they've been able to like so there was a picture that was taken where we thought it would be like that's the edge of the universe, like that's where the edge is, and far past it there was a light in the background. And so they were like, well, they like, did the math to figure out what that light could possibly be, and it was like a huge void, and then other like bigger than galaxies deep out there, like way farther than we thought there would be. And so like what we think of the edge of the universe may not be the edge. There might be like other clusters, like I'm going to say a universe because how else do you describe it? Like another universe that's just really far off that holds just as many galaxies and stars that ours does. So we have to think of a new name for our section of whatever we live in, and then there's another section the same size as ours, just a distance
Dude,
away.
well, that's like, okay, that's how I think of it. I mean, the observable universe, it's as far as we can see, but they know the universe is way bigger than that. And so, like, this pocket we're in is all we could ever reach by the speed of light. But there's there's more out there. Like, of course, there's like basically other universes out there.
Dude,
Like, we'll never be able to touch
what if
them. They'll never be able to touch us. But it's a pocket of space. It's like there are other universes out there. It just depends on how you think about
what
it.
if that void that they see at the edge is like actually the edge of ours, and the light at the other end is a different universe that's constantly expanding, and ours are gonna meet up and fucking like crash into each other. Our universes are gonna fucking ka-choo.
Dude, they will.
That would be
Like, the void is just getting smaller and smaller because our universes are like doing the like I don't whatever that painting, the god and whatever painting where the fingers are touching. It's just like that's
Bounce
us
off each other.
slowly. Yep.
dude. We won't be here for that. The sun will explode and kill us before that happens. But unless we can find a way to get off the planet and find another one, I just with all the planets that they find that are Earth-like, to me, there's just no way that we're the only ones out there. To me, it's just like that's impossible that we could be the only living thing. Like I'm conscious. I went to work today and I came home and sat on a fucking computer and talked to my friends who are in different states, basically. And you're gonna tell me that there's not another planet that could have a mouse? Like,
Scott, what if the Bobaverse books like are legit and the life like the exact that's all actually recorded, the other life forms they find with other planets, but like they just wrote it as fiction to get the word out there, but there's actually the fucking like bat-eared pig-faced people and shit
crazy.
out there.
Dude, I guarantee
Like,
it. I mean, I don't know if I guarantee it, but like, that's how I see it. It's like there's fucking algae everywhere. Like there's bacteria fucking everywhere. And then sometimes there's some pig people, sometimes there's some human people. And like we might have this whole
Humanoid.
galaxy to ourselves, is my thought. But there could be like 3 other civilizations at the same time. Man, I think there's a bunch of life out there.
I think that I hope
There,
there is. I really hope there is.
I hope we find out, like you
evolution
said
is
though. I hope we find out, like, because, I mean, God, that
Do you
just
guys
changes everything.
you follow Jeremy Corbell, the guy who's done like the Bob Lazar documentary? He's been on Joe Rogan quite a few times. Do you
I
guys
haven't
follow
followed
him?
you.
Oh,
No.
dude, you really should. Him and this other. There's a podcast. I'll send it to you. Can't think of the name of it right now. It's with him and George Knapp, and they are like currently talking about all the UAP stuff that's coming out from the government, and like he has all these videos that he sent. Like he basically told the government like, hey, you guys should release these, and if you don't, I will. And he's got like a video that just recently came out that's just it's military stuff. So like it doesn't look super spectacular to like the normal citizen. But if you understand it like the way they explain it, there's some crazy stuff that we're catching within our own atmosphere. And either there's other humans on this planet have technology that they're not sharing with other people, like whether it's us, whether it's China, whether it's Russia, like whatever it is, there's like really high tech stuff that's on our planet right now that could change the way we live. Just like from like a video perspective, like looking at it, like that's insane. That's not shouldn't be physically possible to happen.
For some reason, I don't
on
believe that guy. I mean, I haven't really listened to anything that he said, but I don't know. There's
Dude,
something about
nope.
like you don't just come out and be like, "Here's the fucking picture of the goddamn thing." I don't know. I just even Bob Lazar.
Dude,
I've got a feeling about him. Man, that documentary
It's
we
tough.
watched, I'm just like, this could be a lot. This could be done in a way that's not persuasive. As soon as you start doing something that has to do with aliens, as soon as you try to persuade me in any way, I'm not going to believe you. With there's music that's playing that's persuading me.
Yeah, that's like anything. Yeah,
The
they're
documentary
like
you and I watched at your house, Tyler. I mean, the whole thing, it was this music of persuasion. It's like, this isn't objective letting me make up my own mind. You're making up my mind for me. Like, then I'm just out. Like, fuck you. You're just manipulating me.
I don't know.
that's
Dude,
where his
there's
talk
another.
with that's where his talk where Bob Lazar went on Joe Rogan. That's where it's actually interesting to listen to because then you don't have any of that. You have Joe asking
Mm-hmm.
questions. You have Bob Lazar actually recounting and having to re-verify everything that he has said for the past 30 years or whatever. And
Yeah.
then he actually just says like, now is that a rehearsed story? I don't know, but you don't have music. You don't have anybody trying to persuade you besides
Exactly.
Bob Lazar.
But if you listen, like if you ever listen to Bob Lazar's stuff, because I know we watched that documentary, Scott. But if you listen to Bob doesn't ever say anything about aliens. He never says that. The only thing he talks about is technology.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing he talks about is technology that we could not have made. And if we did make it, then there's a lot of information that people aren't sharing. And
Yeah.
after all the stuff I've seen on Bob Lazar, I believe that, man. I don't think one thing he's saying is false. I really believe that
He
even if
does talk about an alien.
well,
He does
he
talk
says that he passes by and he like turned his head, but he didn't. He never says
Yeah.
it was an alien. He never will say that. He just like I saw something. I don't know what it was. That's what
But
he
I
says.
mean, he talks about that they were like around it with a like I don't know. But here's the thing. He definitely strongly insinuates that it's an alien. He'll never outright say it. If asked, he'll say he doesn't know. But if he's gonna dodge a question rather than say, I don't even want to say I don't know. It seems like he's so set and verified on everything else he says, but then he said that one thing he says, I don't know. And
Because
that's
he
like
didn't work with
the answer to the extra life or extra life to other life.
Yeah. So anyway, back to this Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp thing. So Scott, they have another documentary called Patient 17. Have you seen that one? Did I watch that one with you?
I don't think so.
Because it's about it's a documentary based off of a doctor who performed surgeries to remove foreign objects from people that claim to be alien abductees, right?
Nice.
And so he's following one person who's about to go to this doctor and have the surgery and then get the little whatever it is taken out of him, and then he brings it to a scientist and has him break down the metals
Mm-hmm.
all the way through to the isotopes that come in it, way beyond my knowledge. Like I you just have to take them at their word because what they're saying is beyond what I understand. But dude, that one's another one that's just like the way that if I understood science a little bit better, if I understood chemistry or atoms better, like like actual minerals and stuff like that, elements, the way he breaks it down is he says that there's certain isotopes of certain metals that you can tell came from within our universe, like came within our solar system.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that because of when matter is made, it's made a certain way. If there's certain stars nearby or anything like that, it'll change those isotope levels of those metals. And they took this little, it's like the size of like a BB, maybe a little bit bigger, like two BBs put together. And they take it and he breaks it down and he just goes, the guy's just like, he's completely has nothing to do with this documentary. He just takes this thing to him at the end of it, and he's like, "Hey, you're this guy, like a radiologist for whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, I do all this stuff." And he breaks it down, and he just goes, "Where did you get this?" He's like, "There's no way that this metal came from within our solar system." And he's just like super confused by it. Watch that one, because that's wild. That's one of the things that's like, if aliens are real, and if they are like performing like alien like abductions on people, and they're implanting them with something, why would they need to though?
Exactly.
Like, what do they need to plant?
Honestly, that's where I'm at. I'm like, if they're fucking implanting us with metal, like they're not that far ahead of us. Like if you can't just get everything you want from a scan, like if you can't just do anything without us knowing, if we can find out anything, then you're not that far ahead of us. Like,
yeah, what if they're not too? Like, what if
that's
they're
gonna make our
years?
future just fucking insane, because it's gonna be like sci-fi.
The thing is, god damn it, but they can't. They are. Like, if they're doing that, then they are. No matter what, if they're doing anything to us, period.
True.
And
They're
by
here.
that I mean even even just rolling up in our solar system, then they are unbelievably far ahead
No,
of
I
us.
don't. No, I agree with
So-
you. Now, I think they're unbelievably more powerful than us, but more advanced. If they can go around just like implanting us and we can catch wise, then they're not that much more advanced or smarter than us, but they are very more powerful than us, because if they can get here,
Dude,
they can destroy our planet.
They're advanced. Because you have to be significantly more advanced to get here.
Yeah,
Like that.
more.
That's
Yeah, but again, what if we came up
powerful.
what if we came up with a way to get to other places and it was just we weren't any smarter? Like,
That's essentially what they could be doing. But the thing is, you're like the coming up with a way to get to other places. It's the huge, huge jump in intelligence there. Like
Okay,
that's the
so
big one.
say it's not necessarily like a jump, like an intelligence. So imagine like industrial boom America, right? When all that started happening and we started doing things. Imagine just technology takes a different turn. Imagine Nikola Tesla was the guy who instead of being ridiculed for his entire life and
He
then
was
not
president.
his research not accepted. Yeah, imagine if he was like instead of what happened to him, it was the opposite. Imagine just the difference in technology that we have today versus what it actually became. You know what I mean? Like that's
it's all
that's where I think it's
magnetic fields and
yeah.
levitation, and then it takes somehow a different spaceship drive.
Because I saw a thing the other day about Nikola Tesla's like most like the biggest experiment he did like with this like being able to transport energy from
Mhm.
one place to another without needing like wires or anything
Yeah.
there. Dude, like
Oh, wasn't that like for in wherever state he was in, and then he did it to some other fucking state? Is that where it was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it was
built
like
that
he's
giant tower, and then it was used the
Yeah.
atmosphere to transfer the energy.
Yeah, and he blew up like an area that like it sat above like so far above the ground, and it was just like a nuclear explosion almost, but it never like reached the earth because he had it like it was way bigger than he thought it was gonna be, but it was
And no
hang
one
on,
fucking
I'm gonna
knows. Like, he
Yep.
did this fucking
Well,
thing.
they like kept it because it was considered a failure. They never talked about it.
But imagine, like in 1850 or whenever this guy was alive, like they proved wireless transfer of power, of like a lot of power was possible, but then we just never
Yeah.
developed it, like because of money or something. Like,
the Tunguska. I'm looking this up.
Mm.
I'm gonna find this out.
They-
imagine if all of
Poor
our
Nikolai,
electrical
dude.
devices were powered instantly.
Poor Nikolai. He just got fucked.
Right? So they call it
Sure.
the death ray of Nikola Tesla is what it's considered because he was like a weapon. It was so let's see here. Because it was like something they wanted him to like make a weapon for the United States or something like that. And he was like testing things out and he ended up just like, I'm gonna do this, like because he only got a couple of these tests out, and this one just happened to be so big that it was just like incredible. And imagine if that, instead of us, still using fossil fuels to do stuff, like instead of burning things to propel things forward, instead of using energy like that, imagine just we get whatever he was working on. Because we don't know, man. Like there's so much of that stuff that just gets put down, like patents that are made for like water engines, hydrogen engines, patents that are made for all these things and technology that we don't have, but yet we still have patents as if they were real.
When the whole world is like it's fields, so the electric fields and magnetic fields, like if you could figure out if an advanced civilization knows how to manipulate those to however the fuck they want, I mean, it seems pretty obvious you could just make something that just floats, and you can make something that just has electric power whenever it wants. I don't know. It just seems like the future of like wireless energies. Seems fucking easy.
Well,
dude.
I mean, in a sense, that's what fucking solar energy is. I mean, I know that's coming from the sun, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Just do the
it's
same
not a
thing,
field,
but
it's a ray.
well,
But
okay. So this is my Isaac Arthur. What he thinks is pretty much most ships are going to be powered by like microwaves, and you just have this satellite that just beams you power. So it beams you a microwave, and then that kind of like your wireless phone charger. I mean, it just charges your battery. So then, if you have a super fast spaceship, you have to be beamed power all the time. And then, so if it's like a dangerous weapon, you can always just cut the power, and then that thing loses power. So the future, according to this guy, is going to be we're just getting beamed power from space, and that's how all of our planes operate.
How everything
well,
operates.
that's gonna have to come a real foolproof plan, because if anybody wants to fuck with that, doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult to cut off power to all the ships.
Or it'd make it that much more difficult since we're using our own field. You have to
Well-
actually like get rid of our energy.
Well,
There's
in
probably like
his theory,
hundreds
if
of
you-
satellites like beaming power at different places, maybe.
Okay, so I've got a picture of that Tunguska event. Like it's the Tunguska explosion. It happened in Siberia, and I have a picture here of the landscape after the Tunguska explosion. It was a real explosion. People
We'll
just
share
think
screen.
that it was Nikola Tesla that did it. So let me do this. This one. And so that's that picture is the tree line right there of like the aftermath of this explosion.
It still looks like that. I mean, I think there's still obviously some regrowth. They
Yeah.
say it still looks pretty bad there.
Dude, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. That imagine. I mean, that's the difference right there. Just the technology advancements and the path that we chose to take. Because I still think that we could turn it around and go the other way, but we're so set like on our power grids right now that the whole world would like if we just decided like, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. No more fossil fuels. We're going to go with battery operated cars, and we're going to power them from space using Nikola Tesla technology. Like in order to get to that point, there's going to be like a 10-year period of like where people's power's not working and like things aren't going the way we want them to. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be like a really bad time to be a human.
What are you gonna do?
Hey, stop
Yeah,
staring
and then once
screen unless you're gonna do something
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm not doing anything interesting. What are you talking about?
I know, so stop sharing screen.
Don't tell me what to do,
well,
Scott.
I'll yell at you all I want.
guys, I think I'm gonna clock out here pretty soon.
Yeah, guys, I got to eat some food and go to bed so I can wake up and go to work tomorrow. Anthony, do you work tomorrow?
Yeah, I gotta be at work at my normal time, but I'm only working till noon because me and a coworker are getting off. And Irish bar here, they always throw a big shindig on St. Patrick's Day. They have a block party and they have a live band come in and just do stuff like that. And so we're gonna go down there for a little bit, but it's gonna be pretty fucking cold. So I don't know how the band thing's gonna go. We might not go out that long, but either way, I'm getting off at noon tomorrow.
Did you request that off or did they give that to you?
I requested it off.
Okay, yeah, I St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. I used to work at a bar that celebrated it. That's about my knowledge of St. Patrick's Day.
Where was that at?
Murphy's, obviously.
Oh, you worked at Murphy's. Cool.
So, but all right, gentlemen. We do have things that we need to talk about, and we don't need to do that here. So if we want to end this and we can do a little chit chat real quick, that way
That
before we
works for
actually
me.
leave. So
Okay.
Yeah.
deuces.
Well, so then that's lucky episode 13. That's a wrap, right? Right? All right.